This is the Buzz Adams Morning Show podcast. Barstool Talk Daily. Except it's really early in the morning and no booze. For the most part.
Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
I hate Mondays.
How bad?
I'd follow Monday home, blockade the door, and burn the house down with Monday's still inside.
Okay, I guess that's prety bad.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Can't somebody say, hey, let's be positive?
Let's try to be positive.
And here's a thought.
You're still alive.
And you're still alive.
Every day above ground.
What about
Coal miners,
God, you're a douche.
let's start the show.
Get ready.
All right, here we go, everybody.
Now.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show is back.
Here we go.
On 95.5 KLAQ.
All right. Thank you very much for that exciting introduction. Appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our show for Monday. We got a lot of guests today, or a couple, guests that you've heard of before. Winnie Cooper from, what was that show called?
The Wonder Years?
The Wonder Years. Danica McKellar is going to be on later.
She kind of also became a Hallmark queen, I think, at one point.
Yeah, but I think, watch it when we interview her, because I think she's now like defected to the other Hallmark Challenger Great American Christmas or Great American Steakhouse or whatever it's called. Great
American Family?
Great American Family. There you go.
Something like that.
Anyway, the charming Danica McKellar is going to be on later. Joanne and I were big fans of Parks and Recreation, Alberto. Good morning, Alberto, who's running the controls today.
Good morning, Buzz. I was a big fan, too.
Oh, yeah.
I love Parks and Recs.
So you remember Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah. Jim O'Hare. Terry. The running gag was his name is...
I think at the end his name is...
Larry.
Oh, Larry.
I don't know. Did you ever see the final episode of Parks and Recreation?
And then at the end, he's like, they call me by my name. I am Blair. He's such a great character.
The gag is he's so nice that he would not correct anybody when they were pronouncing his name wrong, so they just mispronounced his name wrong the whole time.
I also love that his wife was Christy
Brinkley, and his daughters were each like...
Hot. Yeah.
That was the other running game.
So Jim O'Hare, who played Jerry or Gary, if you prefer, on Parks and Recreation, has written a book about this wonderful show. If you didn't see it, what would you say if somebody liked what they would like Parks and Recreation? Probably The Office.
I want to say The Office.
I don't know.
But The Office is
it's
more...
a real different vibe, though, man.
Mm-hmm. Do you know who is actually the one that told me you should watch Parks and Rec? Was you, Buzz Adams.
Oh, I turned you on to Parks and Rec?
Yeah, I was still working the overnight at the time, and I was waiting for my ride, and you told me, like, oh, what are you watching these days? And I'm like, I just finished The Office. And then you're the one that told me you should watch Parks and Rec. And I started watching it.
Jim O'Hare, who played Jerry Gergich, or Gary Gergich, is going to be our guest. He's written a book about the experience and just some really great stories about the other actors, and a lot of good Chris Pratt stories in there and stuff. Well, let's talk about Friday. Could anybody watch the fight without it buffering? To the point where if you watched it without any buffering, like you had no problem watching the fight, you are fortunate, because most people are reporting that there were buffering issues.
And who did you pay billions to so that it wouldn't buffer? Because I think that was just a problem everywhere.
Well, I don't think anybody paid billions
to not have it buffer. How did you get it to not buffer? Because I think everybody was lagging.
Well, the amazing thing was, so it was lagging really bad in the first and second fight, and then the third fight was the one next, right before Tyson and Paul, and that was the fight between the women. Holy
crap! That fight was amazing.
I got to tell you, I think the Texas Boxing Commission might be a little on the shady side, because I've seen them call fights that were not as bloody as
for
that.
a little scratch. This one, her eyelid was coming off.
Did you watch the women's fight, Alberto?
I did. It was awesome.
Yeah.
The women's fight was awesome.
Okay, so this is all I can tell you because I don't keep up on boxing that much. There's an Irish girl, right?
Yes.
And there's a Puerto Rican girl.
Yes.
And they're fighting. And the Irish girl is using her head to headbutt. She should change her name to Nanny because she's a goat. She opened up this cut on the Puerto Rican lady's eyelid, and it looked like the eyelid was about to peel off, you know?
Yeah, and
it looked
she
like
was
the
like,
whole thing,
no,
if they'd hit it another
I could
time, she would have been out there without a lid over
God,
her
yes.
eyeball. I mean, it was bloody, as vicious and brutal as any fight I've ever seen.
It was.
Men, women, dwarfs, doesn't matter.
And she was like, no, let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was
man.
game. She did not want to give up, but they ended up giving it to the Irish lady, the head butter. So you guys all watched that over the weekend, huh?
Yes.
All right. I already had Netflix, but I got to tell you, if I paid like $100 for it, I might want some of my money back just because of the buffering issues.
I wonder if like the bars that were showing it, if they were charging something.
Yeah. Probably. They probably had to pay in order to charge people, and then the people who pay to cover, $10,
You all just
$15.
paid to see Mike Tyson's butt.
Buffer.
Hilarious.
What a terrible time for my TV to buffer the close-up of his butt.
So Mike Tyson is doing an interview before his fight, and somebody's interviewing his Mike Tyson. He's like, you just dust, you die, you go on the ground. You know, he's doing his thing. And like nothing funny. He doesn't say anything funny. He turns away completely bare ass naked. And the funniest, it's
and the little waddle he does, and I'm all, why did they have to close up on that? And we're all, we could have done without that butt
They
shot.
finally got the buffering for me anyway. By the time the Tyson Paul fight,
sure,
so by the time Jake Paul came out in that green lowrider, they had resolved the issue, I guess.
I didn't see that part. I missed the first round.
Oh.
I was so mad.
Wow. You were so mad, so you just went and left the room to do something else?
No, like it was still buffering. And so it finally came back by the second round.
Let's get a look at El Paso weather. So a lot of rain yesterday, if you noticed. The ground is probably going to be damp like a sponge today. Who am I kidding? It's El Paso. It's going to be dry as a bone by 10 o'clock. But
for sure.
Be careful out on the roads. I noticed there were a lot of puddles, and it's still going to be slick outside. Let's get to the golfers forecast brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Mostly sunny today, but look for some high winds. We're going to have 20 to 30 mile-an-hour winds coming in behind that front of rain. It's also going to cool things way down, 62 for the high temperature. Tomorrow it's going to be sunny, 65. Mid-60s it looks like through the remainder of the week, and by Saturday we might get it right up over 72 on Saturday. So a lot of wind today. Rest of the week, though, looks pretty good but cooler. No rain in the forecast. This is the Golfers Forecast. It's brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations online at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call them at the Pro Shop. Just call them at 915-821-2122 to speak to somebody in the Pro Shop. It is Painted Dunes and painteddunes.com for more detail. All right, Joanna, entertainment news and the Hollywood Cheesemay. What do you have coming up as pertains to that?
Sir David Attenborough says he is profoundly disturbed.
That guy's still alive?
Yes.
Is he the guy who was the grandpa in Jurassic Park?
No. No, I think that guy died.
He's an Attenborough, too.
Oh, is he? Well, the voices would make sense. Well, David Attenborough says that he's profoundly disturbed by an AI clone of his voice and says he does not accept this at all.
Because he narrates all the nature documentaries and all the Earth documentaries.
He has that voice for it. Yeah. I'll let you know more in entertainment.
All right. Very good. We have some more Felipe Esparza tickets to give away, so we're going to have those coming up this hour. Felipe Esparza is performing in January at the is he Plaza or Abraham Chavez Theater?
Plaza, I think, is this time.
Okay, because we do have a lot of things coming up at the Plaza Theater. Felipe Esparza Plaza Theater, January 31st. Those are the details. Tickets are on sale now, but we'll have some that you can win here this morning on the KLAQ Morning Show. We're going to get to Today in Sound Clips coming up here in just a few moments. Alberto is here. Alberto, did you feel ripped off?
With the fight?
With the fight.
Well, it was from the start like Jake Paul was just going to beat up an old man, so I kind of expected it to be bad.
Oh, that's what you called?
That's what I expected it to be.
Are you on
58.
the record?
Oh, no, I didn't go on the record because I didn't want to be mean, but...
Okay.
But yeah, he's 58. What did we expect? Yeah, it was kind of annoying.
I thought he'd go out there and knock him out like he just slipped one of his punches because he's one of the greatest of all time. Just cold cock him with an uppercut or something. Turn his lights out. Yeah, that's not what happened, though.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 18th.
10 days till Thanksgiving. What a day for apple cider. Whether you like your cider warm or hard, it's Apple Cider Day. Mix up your own brew because it's International Day of the Occult. Today, if you're married to a Scorpio, you get your own day for support and understanding. That seems harsh.
Yeah, I'm nice.
Oh, brother.
And happy birthday, Mickey and Minnie. The Mouses are 96 years young. And that's your Daily Calendar.
Hey, this is Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from Ozzy to Pearl.
Wants to wear ugly? Visit the Good Feet store. We can help you wear your heels, boots, and dress shoes again in comfort.
Oh, guess who this is?
Buzz Adams and the KLAQ Morning Show.
You must be the greatest radio show host ever.
Buzz is back.
We're going to give away another complete Thanksgiving feast on Thursday. And then, of course, the Thursday after that is Thanksgiving. KLAQ wants to stuff your table, courtesy of Rise Federal Credit Union. Just last week, we got a winner who got a fully catered Thanksgiving feast with turkey, ham, mashed potatoes, gravy, green beans, cranberry sauce, you name it. Everything you would expect. The catering is by Con Moore by Beret Catering. And all this week, you could drop me, the one I'm handling is the neckline. So if you want to call the neckline, that number is 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325. Let us know how a complete Thanksgiving feast would really help you out this year. I'm not looking for the battle of the saddest stories, but
right.
We've had some good ones here. Somebody who's going to somebody was going to give it to their
neighbor.
Their elderly neighbors who they think only eat cat food. But we're going to have this to give away on Thursday. You could also, what can you do, Joanna? App chat?
App chat, yes. Into the KLAQ mobile app. Send in a chat of how you think it'll help you this Thanksgiving.
And you could get $1,000 this holiday season just for showing us your decorations. KLAQ and Town Square Media and First Life Federal Credit Union invite you to light up El Paso. You've got until December 20th to share photos of your most creative, most beautiful, breathtaking holiday displays. Use the KLAQ mobile app to submit. You will also find all the rules and details on the KLAQ mobile app. Somebody will win $1,000 just for showing off your decorations. Brought to you by First Light Federal Credit Union, more than a financial institution where banking feels like family, and 95.5 KLAQ.
And now, Today in Sound Clips.
All of the day's news with accompanying sound bites and actualities. It is time for Today in Sound Clips. We will talk a little world politics here. President Biden has given the okay for Ukraine to use U.S.-provided weapons. These are long-range missiles that could attack inside Russian territory. Speaking to the press in the Amazon rainforest yesterday, President Joe Biden pointed out he was the first sitting U.S. president to ever visit.
Today, I'm proud to be here, the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Amazon rainforest to recommit to protecting the rainforest like this one.
All right. President Joe Biden announced during his press conference that he's helping to form a coalition to protect the rainforest.
We're launching a Brazil Restoration and Bioeconomy Finance Coalition to mobilize at least $10 billion by 2030 to restore and protect 20,000 square miles of land.
Joe Biden, lost in the rainforest. Sounds like a movie.
I hope it's not a Green Inferno situation. Remember that one, Joanna? You know that one?
Yeah.
That's a crazy movie. Ohio leaders have condemned a neo-Nazi march in their state. Officials in Ohio, including Governor Mike DeWine and Columbus Mayor Anthony Ginther, put out statements yesterday condemning a neo-Nazi march conducted by masked men waving swastika flags who marched through Columbus early Saturday afternoon. Let's hear first of all from Brian Winston. He is the president of 100 Black Men of Central Ohio. Told the press yesterday that racism never takes a day off.
Racism doesn't take a day off. We need to make sure that us as black men are not only seen but heard. The recent election, the things that are going on in our country, it's time for us to build a unified coalition of black men, putting our resources, our finances together to making sure when things like this happen that we are standing strong together, period.
The Columbus city attorney is named Zach Klein. He said in a statement that those involved in the march should, quote, take your flags and the masks you hide behind and go home and never come back. Your hate isn't welcome in our city. New Orleans police are investigating 2 shootings yesterday that killed 2 and wounded at least 12. Here is Police Superintendent of New Orleans, Ann Kirkpatrick, told reporters that a vehicle was involved in the shootings.
What we know, and the facts are still fluid, but apparently a car was involved, a suspect car, and shots were fired into the crowd.
Eva Longoria is clarifying. You might have seen the headlines. The headline was something like, Eva Longoria has left the U.S., has left dystopian United States. Yeah, US, you saw the same headlines I did then. Well, Eva Longoria called in to the Views podcast with Anna Navarro to set the record straight about the headlines claiming she left the United States because of politics, or that the United States has become too dystopian. Eva Longoria says that it's just clickbait.
I just don't like that it's politicized, because the author did a really good job talking about my patriotism. I'm a proud American. I've always been a proud American. I didn't want it to be taken that I left because of Trump. Absolutely not. Or because of the elections. I've been there for so many years. And again, the article says it.
All right, Nico, good morning.
Hey.
Nico.
What?
How was your weekend?
Good. How was your weekend?
Good. had people over to watch the Tyson.
I was
Jake
there.
Paul
I
fight.
called you on Saturday to see if you were still awake, or
I didn't pick up.
You did not.
Okay.
Did it seem like everybody was having a good time?
Do you remember any of it?
Yeah, of course.
Really?
Sure. I remember the women's fight was just like epic beyond all belief. And we'll get into Jake Paul and Mike Tyson in just a second.
Do you remember seeing me?
I remember seeing you twice.
Oh, okay, nice.
Dude, I remember everything.
Is that why you asked me if I was coming in today because Alberto's here?
No. Well, that made me think, but Alberto said he just came in on his own volition.
Oh, nice. So did we figure out, like, last week when...
he just shows up.
Popping in.
Which is like a guest who's running the show.
But it was the one day where it's like all of us were with Kevin. We're all trying to figure out, like, wait, who called Alberto? We all it was like, wait, nobody called him.
I like it. He takes the initiative.
Yeah,
he really grabs the bull by the horns. A teacher in South Carolina is claiming sexual harassment after a 10-year-old student hugged her for too long. The complaint is being investigated, and the student has been put on a strict no-hug policy. A 10-year-old.
Stop hugging, bitch.
Here is the 10-year-old's mom, Lindsay Casey, talking about what's going on.
He feels the same way I do, hurt, confusion. I feel like school should be a safe place, and him not feeling that way anymore has him in a world of emotions right now.
Well, I just want to give people hugs.
Must be some pretty extreme hugging to file a sexual harassment against a 10-year-old.
Yeah, that 10-year-old must hug
That hug was weird.
hug the crap out of people.
Some people in Rome, Rome, Italy.
Roma?
I think I've heard of it.
Some people in Rome are upset after Airbnb gave away a 3-hour gladiator experience inside the actual Colosseum.
Oh, yeah. They were doing that.
Do you have to fight? Is that part of the
I think you learn
They give you,
how to wooden swords.
Yeah, but they were also putting you in this armor for it so that you could really engulf yourself in the experience.
But you realize this is almost a 2,000-year-old structure, the Colosseum.
Right.
Yeah.
So do you fight any lions too, or they don't make it that real?
I can't imagine because liability,
Oh, man.
You should think this is really cool.
I do.
This is actually
It should only be left to academics like myself.
Yeah, right. Or somebody who has a collection of Roman helmets and
Gladiuses. The stunt was to promote Gladiator 2. Here is Airbnb rip Ali Killam talking about the controversial Colosseum giveaway.
You will get a 3-hour-long experience at night after sundown at the Coliseum, and you'll have the entire arena all to yourselves. Whoa. They'll be greeted by their patron host for the evening, who will take them down into the underground chambers of the Coliseum, which is called the Hypogeum. That is where gladiators would actually walk the halls themselves and prepare for battle. But you'll also be able to explore every part of the Coliseum to yourself. So this is truly a one-of-a-kind opportunity, and the Coliseum has never opened its doors after dark to the public.
You get to go to the green room of what the Coliseum was?
Yeah, I guess you could think of it as a green room.
You probably saw a lot of butt cheeks like Mike Tyson's back in the day.
Now, why did you say this sounds like something that would be right up?
Because you have a bunch of Roman helmets at your house and swords.
What you do? That's
because we know you as a person, and we know you would love this.
I could also name the first 23 Roman emperors.
No, you can't.
In order.
No, you can't.
Oh my God! Here
Augustus Caesar.
Okay. Who's next?
Claudius.
No.
Wrong.
Like the magic is gone. He's the love of my life, but something is wrong.
You're Googling it now.
What does he see? Is he dreaming of another woman? He wants more than me. He's got me feeling so alone.
Tiberius,
okay,
by the way, was the
never.
second.
What are we listening to? What is this?
What you thinking about, baby?
Me? I'm just thinking about the which reminds me they invented the dome. Just one of the reasons that I think about Rome. Caesar straight didn't give a drank ice cold water from an aqueduct, but Romulus founded the eternal city. Here's him and his twin sucking on a wolf's shitty. What?
Okay. So obviously it was Augustus, followed by
obviously
Tiberius.
As you look to the screen to the right,
Caligula,
right.
Claudius, and on and on. I think everybody can fill
You
in the
opened
rest.
up a window.
And on and on.
And you just BS'd your way through that.
Okay, but it's something I used to know.
Did you really? I think you're lying about that.
You think I'm lying about that even?
Yeah.
You remember last week we were talking about the Spirit flight that got hit by gunfire from the ground trying to land in Haiti, and you thought, oh man, stuff must really be bad in Haiti.
Or also called Tuesday in Haiti.
Well, just keep that in mind as I tell you that a Southwest plane got hit by gunfire while on the tarmac in Dallas.
Oh my God.
My goodness.
This happened on Friday. Thankfully, no one was hurt.
Yeah, but it's Texas. Somebody probably was just shooting some trees in their backyard.
So a Tuesday in Texas.
Yeah, Tuesday in Texas.
Here's audio of the pilots calling the incident in over the radio.
They think that somebody from
from outside the airport shot a firearm at the aircraft.
We like to return to the gate. Need to have an inspection done here on the aircraft.
All right. And 27-year-old Jake Paul beat 58-year-old Mike Tyson on Friday night. There were no knockdowns, certainly no knockouts. Here's the final decision being announced.
After 8 full rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for the official decision, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake El Gallo Paul.
He's El Gallo.
El Gallo.
The rooster.
Or the cock.
After his fight with Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was asked. Okay, so this was going on during the Tyson Paul fight. Mike Tyson bites his gloves, and Roy Jones Jr. was there, and he kept saying that something's wrong with his mouthpiece. And the other announcer's like, "No, I've seen him do this. This is just a habit of his. He bites his glove." So here is Tyson explaining his glove biting.
The broadcast team was debating what you were doing with your glove. Was it a mouthpiece issue, or were you just biting on your glove? What was that? Could you tell us?
Oh, I have a habit of biting my gloves when I fight, yes.
Why do you do that?
I have a biting fixation.
I've heard about that.
So there are at least 5 or 6 points in the fight that I was like, this smells like the whole thing is rigged. That one, it feels like they led him into that line. The thing where Tyson's in the locker room and he turns around after a serious interview and it's just his bare ass.
And why did the camera zoom in on his butt?
Because
that's what you zoom in on when you get a chance to see his butt.
And then my TV buffered at that moment.
Also,
terrible.
They're interviewing in the crowd, because there's a lot of famous people. They're interviewing Shaq and Gronkowski, and they casually mentioned that they were going to have a celebrity boxing fight. So that's another one. That's just like, I think they're bringing back celebrity boxing.
You should be a celebrity deathmatch.
That would be great.
Well, celebrity boxing was on before Celebrity Deathmatch. Celebrity boxing, they would actually pay somebody like Tanya Harding to fight. They'd always try and pick somebody that was, another Olympian like Olga Corbett or whatever. Danny Bonaducci fought Donny Osmond one time, and now it looks like they're setting up. Here's Jake Paul saying that he was trying not to hurt Mike Tyson during the fight.
I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Well, now that he's beaten 50-year-old Mike Tyson, could somebody get Larry Holmes on the? Is Larry Holmes still alive?
What reference is that? Because I've seen, because there's been a lot of memes going. The memes are great.
Oh my God, the memes.
The memes
have been
are
fire
right now.
Since the fight started.
What's Joe Louis doing in 10 months?
Larry Holmes is 75 years old.
And he's still alive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who is Larry Holmes?
Larry
An
Holmes
American former professional boxer, according to Google.
From Allentown, Pennsylvania.
So the meme,
old timey reference.
Yeah,
that's not even old time. He was champion after Ali.
Oh, and Ali was champion how long ago?
Well, I mean,
well, you have a new champion now.
Old timey reference.
We have a new champion now. His name is Jake Paul.
No. He's not a champion of Jack Bleak. This was a sanctioned fight.
I kept doing that all night. I was like, Jake Paul, yeah.
I like the memes.
Jake Paul definitely not the champion of anything.
The memes that are like, well, now that Jake Paul has beaten 58-year-old Mike Tyson, he will be fighting Aragorn from Lord of the Rings.
I love the memes.
Yeah.
Memes on fire.
Good morning show. Yeah, about that Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight. I know who lost. It wasn't Jake Paul, and it certainly wasn't Mike Tyson. You know who lost?
Us.
Society. That's who lost.
Was it us?
Fixated on this stuff, man. It's just culture shock nowadays, especially with politics. Hey, all right, have a good
I
one.
kept saying that all
I didn't
night.
tie this into politics.
I did.
What was that? I missed that. I missed the connection there.
I don't get the connection either. But all night I kept saying, I think that us as a society, we can live with the fact that Trump won another election. I don't know if we can handle Jake Paul winning this one.
Right.
This is what's going to tear us apart as a society.
The darkest timeline is real.
And at the end of it, and all of it, Roy Jones, the other commentators were saying, yeah, he doesn't have it anymore. His legs are just too old. You can't beat you can't beat old man time and so on and so forth.
Right.
And then they interview Tyson after, and they're like, well, what do you think? Now you're really done. You're going to hang him up. And Tyson said, I think you'll expect to see me back.
Nice.
So
okay, Tyson.
Who's gonna pay to kick his ass now?
You were disappointed with the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
I sure was. Mike had no business fighting somebody so young.
Well, at Netflix, we're overcorrecting. Get ready for the fight that will set things right. In one corner, Mike Tyson.
It's time for me to get my redemption.
And in the other corner, 82-year-old Republican Senator Mitch McConnell.
That's right, over, baby. I'm going to fight with the boxer.
In a boxing match that's a little more fair than Saturday's fight.
Come on, old man. I'm going to eat your heart. I'm going to eat your children.
Now, hang on, Mike Tyson. You leave my children and my grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren out of this.
You don't want to miss this opposite of action-packed showdown.
Come on, try to give me a pummeling.
No, you go first.
No, I insist.
No, everybody wants to see
Why is your voice so weird?
I said I'm home.
Okay.
It's Mike Tyson versus Mitch McConnell coming to Netflix.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10...
to ruin your life.
We are saved.
Visit Home Water Services at hws-ep.com today.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Got the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events coming up here in just a few minutes. Take a look at that. And a lot of people calling, leaving messages. Nice. Some of them before the show started. Some of them after we got the show started. But a lot of people seem to want to talk about the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. Hold on. We're just saving one final call. All right, let's see what people are saying.
How's it going, guys? I don't know if y'all watched the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson fight.
Did.
If y'all could, because I couldn't.
Oh, my fault.
It was terrible. It was a disaster. I mean,
terrible.
I had to pirate. I subscribed to Netflix. I had to pirate the fight because I couldn't watch it. It just kept buffering and all that stuff.
You know, I'm fundamentally against pirating material, but if you're already paying for something and they're not delivering, I say 15 men on a dead man's chest, mother.
What? 15 men?
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Pirate away. Right. If you've already paid for something and it's crappy, yeah, man. Whatever you got to do.
I don't think they expected that many people to.
Really?
After they've been dry humping this for the last 6 months straight.
Yeah.
And also, one question for Nico. I've noticed that you support Palestine.
Oh, God. No, just call and talk about the fight, dude.
Did you not screen this call? It comes with like a transfer.
I'm kind of curious about what he's going to say because I don't know what makes him think this.
Okay, fine. You know,
fine.
Now you're turning my day the wrong direction.
Yeah. No, I'm just curious why he's even saying this because I don't.
I've noticed that you support Palestine, Arabs against the Jews.
When did I ever?
Whoa.
When did I ever indicate this?
So, are you like a Nazi? Because,
What? See, do you want to just keep?
That's insane.
Right. It's like, dude, stick to.
But when did I say any of those things?
Are you a Nazi, Nico?
Nico, are you a Nazi?
Can you go on record, please?
Have you ever sieged a Heil before?
No.
Nico, were you in Columbus, Ohio this weekend?
I did not. I did not vote for Donald Trump.
Do you have tiki torches in your house?
Yeah. We need to see your flight logs, please.
Okay, I'm done talking about avocados. We're going to talk about the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. That was Netflix, all right? Netflix that. That was I could tell you, the Mike Tyson that I saw practice. Oh, I can't see. My windows are fogging up. Hold on.
Is that 5 points, guy?
That's 5 points, guy.
His windows are fogging up.
Damn it, 5 points, guy.
Crap, is it?
I heard something else.
5 points, guy. Pull over.
Get it together.
Pull off into like the Denny's parking lot or something and make a call.
Why is this call so long? What have we told you?
Anyways, I'm driving. Like I said.
Stop it.
Nah, that fight. Nah, it didn't seem like a real fight. It didn't. Both those guys had the capability to knock out one another. There was no knockouts.
Well, they were wearing the 14-ounce gloves.
Right.
You could tell it made a difference.
12-ounce. And I don't think either one of these guys were looking to knock the other one out. You know what I mean?
The memes have been great, though.
What kind of deal must Jake Paul have made to Mike Tyson? And how hard up for money must Mike Tyson have been?
I think he said before, like, he's got bills to pay.
I heard his tiger got leukemia, so that might have had something to do with it.
I guess they're saying he made $20 million and his net worth before the fight was $10 million.
So he made twice as much as his entire valuation?
Yeah.
All the memes were like, if he had just come out to the song In the Air Tonight from Phil Collins, things would have been different.
But Jake Paul came out to that song.
He did? I didn't see what happened because my
Everybody,
TV buffered.
You could tell he was ready to go at Jake because he kept biting his gloves. And, rumor has it he took a loss for $20 million. And I get it. If you're like, I get, Don King ripped off Mike. Mike should have hundreds of millions of dollars by now.
Mike did get pretty ripped off. He went to prison, and then it was just like picking the bones clean while he was gone. But he also has not been the most financially responsible individual. Witness the tiger.
I don't know the whole story, but I hear rumors that Don King ripped off Mike, and it seems like that. I don't want to trust somebody that hasn't.
Right. Thank you, 5 points. Let's talk to Stoner Guy. Live call here. Hey, Stoner Guy.
Scammers call target and claim to be FA.
Hey, man.
Yeah, what's up, Stoner?
Okay, I got you. What's up, dude?
Hey, what's happening?
Not much, man. I mean, because I'm a little upset with you, bro.
Me?
Oh my.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm figuring you're the one that does all like the sound bites and stuff like that, right?
Wow.
Like the ones we just played?
Well, I mean, okay, so check it out. I have not heard a I don't think we had a Goodbye October song. And I don't think there was a Goodbye September song.
You're right. We've slacked on that. I know.
Yeah,
and those are so good, too.
They are good, dude. I look forward to them.
Last month, our guy who sings was out on vacation.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's the other thing? Man, we kind of been slacking off on naming the months, too.
No, this is Aldo Nova Ember.
Okay.
Yeah, he had one hit. It was called Fantasy back in 82.
It's kind of a mouthful, so we don't say it as often as maybe some of the other ones.
I see.
I think I want to play Cold November Rain because I was trying to cook outside in the rain yesterday, and that song just kept going through my mind.
Is that an Aldo November song?
No, you dumb butt. It's Guns N' Roses.
Oh, my goodness.
Really out here standing in the cold November rain. Yeah, you know that.
Hey, but yeah, I still vouch for Slipknotvember. That's
Slipknotvember.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I like that one.
But
how are you with my choice for December, which is AC/DC Embre?
I love it.
Thank you.
I want it. I want it all.
Pearl January's right down the line. All right, thanks, Stoner Guy.
Hey, check it out real quick, though. My daughter has been wanting me to call in to tell y'all about this trick-or-treat story we went on.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear that.
And I know it's been a long time since Halloween, but so we're coming around a corner to this house. The lights are off, but there's at least like 10 kids. They're all like teenage age maybe, right? She walks up behind them because they're making a commotion. They're like, trick or treat, open up. And as she's walking up, they start banging on the door.
Oh.
These people have gone to sleep. Like, they start banging on the door. They're like, open up, we want candy, trick or treat. And then...
hey, Stoner Guy, you were present when... were you there? You were there when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was watching it all happen from the street.
Right.
It was great.
Okay.
So as she gets to the group, they all start jumping up and down. going, like that, right? I don't know what's happening. She finally turns around and we're like, Mia, come on, let's go. And she walks back to us, and she just goes, what is happening? And I'm like, we don't know.
Well, what do you think? If you had to come up with a theory, what do you think was going on there?
Oh, dude, I don't know, man. It was just
like some tweakers tweaking out, man.
Or break it. Give us that candy.
Yeah, right.
Every house. I don't care if your lights are on or off.
Hilarious.
You know what, man? I went back to the time that, I was that age. That's pretty freaking funny. Like,
right. We've all been there.
I'm not mad at any of them.
All right. Okay, thanks, Stoner Guy. Have a good one, all right?
Yeah, I can tell, Buzz, you don't like that story.
No, it was nice.
It's a nice story.
Oh, okay.
I
It was funny.
completely follow. Okay, thanks, Stoner Guy.
See you, buddy.
I'm not sure I got it 100%, but
I think
there were like teenagers like rousing the house for candy.
Yeah. I can see that, like some either hyped up teenagers, sugared up, or some drunk college kids, probably.
Hey, let's go ahead and take a look at the Mo Show calendar and daily almanac of events for today. It is November 18th. We're 10 days away from Thanksgiving. Happy Mickey Mouse Day, everybody.
Hello!
Mickey Mouse appeared in Steamboat Willie. You know that old black and white version of Mickey they sell sometimes?
It was great.
Oh, Mickey's here. Hi, Mickey. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Happy birthday. Do you know how old you are?
No. How am I?
96 years old.
Wow, I'm old.
Today is National Apple Cider Day. And
do we have any commercials?
God. Yeah, we do. Don't worry. We'll circle back. Something else. Today is World Prematurity Awareness Day. And guys, I want to speak to you. This is an issue that men sometimes face. It can happen to men of all ages. That's what prematurity. Hold on a second. I just opened it up on Wikipedia.
Oh. World
Prematurity Day is observed on November 18th each year to raise awareness of preterm birth and the concerns. Okay, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought it was for, the other kind of prematurity.
Oh.
You're talking about premature ejaculation?
No. Whoa. Birthdays today include Damon Wayans Jr., who is 42.
Coach. That's Coach.
Oh, Coach.
Coach.
David Ortiz, Big Papi from the Boston Red Sox, is 49 today.
Nice.
And actress Chloe Sevigny is 50. What are you laughing about?
I've never known how to say her name either.
I think I said it right.
Sevigny?
Yeah.
Sevigny.
Oh.
I don't think it's that big a mystery.
To me, it's been.
Megyn Kelly is 54. Okay. And Owen Wilson, 56 today.
Wow.
Metallica guitarist Kirk Hammett is having a birthday. He's 62. And former SNL cast member Kevin Nealon is 71.
Love him.
What was that show called that he was on maybe like 15, 20 years ago on Showtime? Weeds. The one about the lady who starts selling weed. You never saw that one? Kevin Nealon.
No, I know about Weeds, but no. I didn't watch it. Mary Louise Parker, yeah.
Dennis Haskins, Mr. Belding on Saved by the Bell, is 74.
He's still alive?
God, he couldn't have been that old when Saved by the Bell was on if he's only 74.
Imagine he was like 30.
He was like 30. He would have been like 35. I mean, is that crazy to think about?
That's crazy.
Mr. Belding.
Because Saved by the Bell was on when like Mario Lopez and them were children, like young kids, like freshmen tops.
Yeah.
Oh
my God.
Linda Evans from Dynasty turns 82 today. She was also the daughter on a show called The Big Valley.
Joanna, he was 38 when the show started.
Oh, God. We're inching closer to that, Nico.
You're almost as old as Mr. Belding was when Saved by the Bell.
It's not as shocking as when I found out that Kevin McAllister's mother was 36.
Oh, yeah.
That's me soon.
It is National Apple Cider Day, so you can make cider out of a bunch of different things. I
Anything,
think. I think probably apple's the most common.
Apple's great, yeah.
It's fall at Dixon Farms, a perfect time of the year to enjoy all the goodness we have to offer. Like our famous Dixon cider and Dixon nuts. When it comes to our products, it seems like men, and especially women, love Dixon cider and Dixon nuts. They perfectly complement each other.
Yep.
In fact, my wife loves Dixon cider. Then afterwards, she always loves a handful of Dixon nuts. Isn't that right, honey?
You know, it's true. This time of year, I just can't seem to get enough inside me.
She loves Dixon cider.
And I love Dixon nuts, too.
Guys, it's the perfect fall gift for your gal. Dixon cider and Dixon nuts. And don't forget to heat it up. Try warm Dixon cider, too.
Oh.
Either way, she'll love it. Dixon cider.
And Dixon nuts.
From your friends at Dixon Farms.
Artist interviews, Zoom music discoveries, celebrating artists' birthdays, commemorating releases, champion of all things rock.
Delivery available and the lowest prices for over 30 years. You'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
There's a show that had a ton of fans, and I don't think any were more vocal than Joanne and I. Like we would even do Treat Yourself Day.
Yeah, we would.
And you and Lisa would do Galentine's Day, of course.
We would do Galentine's,
Right. So the show that we're talking about, of course, is Parks and Recreation.
Hey.
Fantastic show, loved it. And joining us here on the air today is Jim O'Hare, who played Jerry. Hi, Jim.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Is it Jerry or is it Gary? And then was there something at the end? We find out there was like a third switch as far as
no.
Jerry's
there were technically 5. There was Jerry, Gary, Larry, Terry, and then even Barry at one point near the very end when Chris Pratt had a Johnny Karate show. Yes,
Yeah,
5 different names in one series.
Every time I see Pratt in some blockbuster movie, I'm thinking that's Burt Macklin.
Burt Macklin, yes. With about 30 extra pounds on him.
Yeah. What a charming show and what a seemingly awesome cast to work with. And your book kind of verifies that for me. I read some of it.
Oh, you know what? It was, I hate this term, but it is the correct term. It is very much a love letter to the show because I'm, if anybody looks me up, I've been on a lot of shows over the years. I've done a lot of different things. Yep. And Parks was just a special place. And I thought I'm going to let the world know. And our 10th anniversary is coming up where we've been off the air. So
off the air, Tim.
Off the air, yeah. So the timing seemed right. And so it's just a lot of stories of behind the scenes and a lot of pictures that people have never seen before. And the cast and the crew and the creators were so generous with their time, and they all helped me out with this book. And so yeah, it's a love letter, and it's such a, I don't know, kind of a Pollyanna term, but it really was a special place for 7 years.
I got when Amy put, or I don't know if she put it out, but the Pawnee book that came out while the show was still on, I got that one and read it. But this one seems a lot more behind the scenes.
Yeah, that one was more for the show itself.
In universe.
Mike Schur created, one of the co-creators of the show, he created that book for the show. And this one is very much what was going on, how the show came to be, how we got cast, the different crazy stories. Because when you work like somebody with like Chris Pratt and Nick Offerman and Amy Poehler, crazy stuff happens. And this book is very much behind the scenes. We all just kind of fell in love with each other pretty quickly. And so there's a lot of just fun stories about how it all happened.
And it's an ensemble, the main cast is an ensemble, but also some of the secondary and tertiary characters in the background, when some of these people would show up, like the 2 DJs, and just everybody just firing on all cylinders all the way through the thing.
Every time the cast, I think the people, and the casting director, Alison Jones, she's in the book too. She also tells how we all got hired. But you're right. What is it? The douche?
Something in the douche.
Yes, Ira in the douche.
Ira
and then
the
we had Mo Collins, who played Joan Calamezzo, who I think is one of the most ridiculous fun characters that are out there.
And Mo Collins, what a talent. What a talent.
She's one of my gals in real life. Mo is one of the
that's
best.
awesome.
She's a super talent.
I always loved it when Jane Calamazzo, and also Have You Heard with Purd? That was a great.
Heard with Purd,
you know.
Jay Jackson. Exactly.
So what is the name of your book, Jim?
The book is called Welcome to Pawnee, Stories of Friendship, Waffles, and Parks and Recreation.
Aww.
So the only complaint, there's only one. You know, the only complaint people have, and I felt it a little bit, I don't like that they're so mean to Jerry.
Yeah, why are they so mean?
But then you told plenty of stories.
And I hear it a lot, but here's what I'm going to say. They always had Jerry's back when it really counted.
Right.
And I know that sounds crazy because, yes, he was the punching bag. Nick Offerman's character, Ron Swanson, did a talking head, and he said, every office has a schlemiel and a schlemaz. In our office, Jerry is both. Like Jerry had it covered across the board. But they had his back when it counted. And also, you got to remember, they gave Jerry the greatest life of anybody. My wife was played by Christy Brinkley.
Right.
Yes, and then he had these three gorgeous daughters.
Each daughter a beauty queen in her own right.
Exactly. Yes, they took after mom, not dad, as we know. And let's face it, they gave Jerry, as you know, not to be too graphic here, but a huge penis. So it was all good. They took care of Jerry where it counted.
Jim, is it true that you originally auditioned for Ron Swanson, right?
I did. And you guys, everybody did. This show had a lot of heat around it because the network, it wasn't just a pilot where you do one episode and see what happens. The network had said to Mike Schur and Greg Daniels, we're giving you a series, like start shooting. And so everybody wanted in on this. And so I went in for Ron Swanson, and you know, I can't imagine anybody other than Nick Offerman.
It's going to be Nick Offerman. No, nobody could do it. Yeah.
Nobody could do it. And actually, I have a rant in the book. There is a rant because the fact that Nick was never nominated for awards for that role, an Emmy or a SAG award or a Globe, and not the awards or the be all end all, but he was doing work that wasn't being done by anybody else, and that always bothered me.
Nick is getting a lot of work.
Yeah,
I mean, he's made out well.
The only one I haven't heard about is how is Chris Pratt doing? Have you heard about him?
I don't know. A few indie films here and there.
Maybe. I worry
much.
about him.
Not much.
Listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you something that I shouldn't share, but I'm going to tell you.
Please do.
I let him cut my lawn every Wednesday. I throw him $20.
Well, it's a kind of thing a big star does to some of their lesser stars to try and help them get by.
He just had another baby. It's like, come on.
It's like how Harrison Ford was George Lucas's carpenter or something.
Exactly. He does little odds and ends at my house.
Now, you did tell a story. Jim O'Hare, who played Jerry or Gary on Parks and Recreation.
Mr. Gergich.
There was one of the, probably Aziz's character, Tom Haverford, was the meanest to Jerry. And I think you tell a story in there where you tell him, it gets a laugh, therefore it's okay.
I am all about that. First of all, I love that kind of humor, and some people don't, and I understand it. But I love busting balls. I love getting my balls busted. So, like for me, like if you sat and watched me on with my poker buddies, you wouldn't believe what goes on there.
Yeah,
and I love that. And I would say, and Chris Pratt also, he'd be like, Jimmy, this one sounds really mean. Are you sure you're comfortable?
Oh, Chris was the one. Yeah, Chris is kind of a goody.
He's such a sweet man. And I'd be like, okay, two things. One, I think it's hysterical, and two, we're all making some good money. Let's shoot this thing. So yeah, I had no problems with it, like literally none.
And you also talk about some of the you'd do a for fun scene. You know, you'd redo the scene just for fun, but with
we would
cameras
call
rolling.
it a fun run. After every scene, we would do a fun run, and that meant anything went. And I mean, clothes went sometimes, wigs went. Red had a wig fly off one time, and I really believe it's what kept us so close because we got to play together every single day.
Oh, that's so cool.
And to this day, we have a thing called the Parks Family Text. We're still in each other's lives. Like last week, it was all about Pratt's new baby, Ford. So this was really was a special place to be, and we've all stayed super tight ever since.
You know, one of my favorite viral clips is of one of the bloopers, I think.
Is it the comeback?
The comeback, right.
Story.
Oh, the Kardashians.
I could tell it, but it's going to ruin it for you. Just look up Chris Pratt, Kardashian comeback. It'll take you right to the thing.
One of the greatest moments. And let me tell you, that is the kind of stuff that went on every single day.
What a fun work.
So Jim loses it.
It's a good place to be.
Jim loses it. Nick Offerman loses it. I don't remember what Retta's reaction to it was, though. She remained. I mean, you could tell she thought it was funny, of course.
Well, she was very much like this is going to make the blooper reel. It did. And actually, they gave us a blooper reel after every season. They would create a blooper reel for the rap party.
Right.
And I don't know how that reel got out, but it's all out there, which I love because I think it shows what a great time we were having.
Joanna, let's make a case that for somebody, the holidays are coming up. Sometimes you're really busy, but also sometimes you got extra time. Is Parks and Rec right now, start season 1, binge that over the holidays.
Yes, definitely
people would say that we did not steer them wrong, right?
Of course, yeah. We did that to Lisa, and she started and loved it immediately.
Yeah, right. We have made converts for you, Jim.
I love that. And they will learn things like Galentine's and treat yourself and damn it, Jerry. There's a lot of fun things to learn.
Damn it, Jerry.
Real quick, does anybody, because we only have about 30 seconds, are there any businesses in Pawnee that you wish existed in the real world? I'll start it out. The low-cal calzone zone is one that I wish existed.
I wish we had a
Paunchburger existed.
Yeah.
Paunchburger.
Yes.
I
I
wish
mean, there's places out there like it, but when you can get a quadruple burger with a piece of pizza on top of it, that's a lot.
Joanna, your favorite store?
I would love for us to have a harvest festival like they do.
A harvest festival.
Yeah, we nailed that.
Yeah, right on. Well, Jim, we're big fans, and it's just been a real treat speaking to you today. And the book is called Welcome to Pawnee.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, Jim. There is Jim O'Hara, fantastic actor and a really nice guy.
Super nice.
And had the camera on the whole time.
I know.
The whole time.
Is that?
And Buzz didn't.
Oh, Buzz.
Well, I don't think I have a camera.
No, you don't.
I don't
Not
have
yet.
a camera hooked up.
Yeah. I was just thinking about that the other day. Like, we need to get Buzz's camera hooked up.
Did one of the Parks and Recreations guy go on to make, or is this somebody else?
The Good Place?
Yeah.
That's Michael Schur.
That's Michael Schur as well. That's another quality show.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
I was just watching it again.
The Good Place?
The Good Place, yeah. And so, a great show.
Okay, so I want to ask you guys something. Am I the only one who does this? You watch a show faithfully, but then when it gets to the last episode, you can't really bring yourself to watch the last episode. I have not yet seen all the way through the last episode of The Good Place.
I have not finished S Creek. Like, I get to those last final episodes.
What do you think that's about? Is that what it is? Is it psychological?
It's our anxiety say, no, this is going to end, and you don't want it to end.
I watched a show that was on about 12, 15 years ago called Flash Forward. So it's like everybody in the universe or in the planet. You never saw Flash Forward?
No,
it lasted one season.
It was one season.
And you haven't finished it?
No, I couldn't watch that last episode because I watched all of them.
Was it that good that you just didn't want it to end?
It was apparently not for only one season.
I feel about S Creek. I know what happens in the final episode, but I haven't seen it.
All right. So that is Jim O'Hare. His new book is Welcome to Pawnee, and a must-have for all Parks and Recreation.
He's actually right. Like, he is in so many television shows, like in the background I just noticed that I watched 2 shows. He was already a background character in Supernatural and Royal Pains.
Yes, Supernatural.
Here's your late night roundup, and this includes everything from Friday, Saturday Night Live's in there, a little bit of Bill Maher maybe. It's your Monday morning weekend recap, and here we go.
A Spirit Airlines flight was forced to divert after it was struck by gunfire from gangs while trying to land in Haiti. A rare setback for people who fly Spirit to Haiti.
A Korean citizen was detained at Lima's airport. He had strapped to his body 320 tarantulas, 110 centipedes, and 9 bullet ants. The man was discovered when security staff noticed his stomach looked unusually swollen.
I was like, well, there goes all my Christmas gifts. He tried claiming that they were his emotional support tarantulas.
Mattel has apologized after mistakenly printing the web address of a porn site on the packaging of its new Wicked dolls. And it was actually a simple mistake. You see, the box was supposed to read wickedmovie.com, but instead they printed Choke Me Jeff Goldblum.
Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, Glenn Garza and Daniel Paulus.
Nation. Smile.
It requires a compatible device and is not available everywhere. Discount varies by line. Fees may apply. Terms and restrictions apply. See quickedwireless.com for details.
Local and loco.
Don't you know I'm loco?
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ.
Joanna Barba is on the way with our Hollywood Cheese May. We'll get to that here in just a few moments.
Woo! Oh, right. I forgot about that. I got so excited talking to Jim O'Hare.
She was taking pictures and everything.
I mean, we're really big fans.
Yeah.
Would that be cheesy if it's like, so he's on our on a Zoom screen. This is how some of those work. People
Right,
are like, well,
yeah.
what was this celebrity or that celebrity doing in El Paso? Let you in to a little backstage secret. We're on Zoom.
It's a cheat.
It's amazing things you could do with Zoom these days.
Yeah. Would it be cheesy to pose in front of our screen and take a picture?
selfie?
Dude, I took a picture with it.
Did you?
I did.
You're a dork.
Why? It's cute.
Dorcas.
I got some tickets to give away. Let me tell you about El Paso weather. We had that rain most of the day yesterday. A lot of rain, so a lot of saturation. Roads are going to be slick. There are some puddles out there. Just be aware. Take some extra precautions when you're driving today. Let's keep those accidents down. Otherwise, it's going to get really windy. 20 to 30 mile an hour winds coming in behind that rain front. 62 is going to be. So it's also going to cool things off. 62 for the high today. Sun's going to come out the rest of the week. Winds are going to be light. Looks like we're going to have highs mostly in the 60s and might even get up to 70 by Saturday and Sunday. That is the Golfer's Forecast, brought to you by Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. You can set up all your tee times and reservations at painteddunes.com. That's painteddunes.com. Or call the Pro Shop. Their number is 915-821-2122 for Painted Dunes Desert Golf Course. Felipe Esparza, our friend, we go ways back with Felipe.
Ways back.
And he is going to be here January 31st at the Plaza Theater. We have tickets to see the hilarious and the champion of season 5 or 6 of Last Comic Standing, Felipe Esparza. So give me call number 10. Here's the telephone number you want to use to win these tickets, 915-910-4995. That's 915-910-4995. If you're caller 10, we'll hook you up with tickets to see Felipe Esparza on January 31st.
Like my family, we came to this country illegally, fair and square. Actually, my father came first. Started another family, then came and got us. Actually, we came here illegally with passports that belonged to our cousins. It was 3 passports. We were 3 boys, but one of the passports was for a girl named Bati. And I didn't want to be Bati, man. I've been praying at night. I don't want to be Bati, man. My little brother had to be Bati. They took his pants off, gave him a little skirt. He's practicing to being a little girl dancing to Noah, 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 Noah. We get to the border, he looks like a Latina honey boo boo. They ask him, what's your name? My name is Pati. Till this day, he is still Pati.
Joanna's Hollywood Cheese Man.
You know, it's funny, too. I think his brother's gay.
What I don't know if everything everybody says in a stand-up is true, but he has said in a stand-up that he has a brother who's gay.
Yeah, he is.
That is hilarious.
I don't know if it's Bati or not, though. Good morning, Joanne Barba.
Good morning. After much speculation, the Academy Awards has settled on a host for the upcoming awards ceremony. Did you see who it is?
Well, I saw who it is, and it isn't Ryan Reynolds and
It's
Hugh
not
Jackman.
them two.
I think
no.
if they spent any more time together, they'd be common law married.
Right. No, it is not the duo that we hoped for, but it is someone else. It's Conan O'Brien.
And he's never done this?
He had this will be his first time doing it. In an announcement, he said, quote, America demanded it and now it's happening. Taco Bell's new cheesy chalupa supreme. In other news, I'm hosting the Oscars. I love Conan O'Brien. I think he's going to do a great job.
Do you listen to his podcast?
I do, yeah. Him and Sona. Yeah. I think that's me and you.
Who's his partner?
Yeah.
Who?
His assistant.
Uh-huh.
Sona? Do you?
No, I don't.
No, you don't listen. Well,
not.
they started.
Nico made me listen to one where it's him interviewing Letterman.
Oh, okay.
It was great.
It sounds great, yeah. I think that's me and you, though. If you listen to it, they have like this relationship that you and I
She's
have.
Armenian, Joanna.
She
so
is,
if
yeah.
anything, I would be someone else.
Oh, are you? Okay.
I'm just
fine.
kidding.
Look at him just trying to horn his way up the totem pole.
I'm just kidding.
Whatever. O'Brien succeeds Jimmy Kimmel, who hosted for the last 2 years. The 97th Academy Awards is set to air live on ABC Sunday, March 2nd. Beyonce will perform during the NFL Christmas game live on Netflix on December 25th. Delivering the first live performances of her Cowboy Carter album. Taking place in Beyonce's hometown, the Houston Texans will host the Baltimore Ravens at Energy Stadium in Houston. No details have been released yet, but Beyonce is expected to welcome guests who are featured on the Cowboy Carter album. Set for 4:30 p.m. Eastern, the broadcast will be Netflix's first ever NFL Christmas game day, with the Kansas City Chiefs facing the Pittsburgh Steelers at 1 p.m. And then
What a game yesterday. Did you watch any of that, Alberto?
I did. The
Chiefs and the
Steelers game, I
Bills?
was watching
No,
it from bed, and I was a little disappointed, but glad we won.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Steelers.
No, I'm talking about the Chiefs and the Giants yesterday.
Yeah, that game was good too, but I thought you talked about
He thought,
my
yeah,
Steelers. I was
but back
like,
to the
my
Steelers game.
Yeah, the Chiefs game was not as good. I thought the Chiefs were going to win. I had I had the house on the Chiefs.
Well, there was a very memorable finish, and the Chiefs lost their first game of the season.
Yep.
Are we doing sports?
Wait, who did the Chiefs play?
The Bills.
The Chiefs played the Bills.
Oh,
yeah,
I don't know, man.
I said the Giants. I meant the Bills.
Then who did the Steelers play?
The Ravens.
The
Oh.
Ravens.
Is this football?
Yes.
Bingo. Ding, 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 ding.
I've noticed there's a lot of Steelers fans in this city.
There are.
That's sweet.
Well, 2 weekends ago, I went to King's X, which is like the official meetup of them.
Oh, really?
While the game was going on, and I was like, I'm going to sit down, have a beer, have some food, because they have, it's connected there to the food.
Yeah.
And it was so full.
It was
that I couldn't-
packed
Yeah, I couldn't.
with Steelers fans?
Yeah, so I had to take it to go. And they
our-
raffle things off. That's the cool
Oh,
part.
wow. Our Daniel Paulus, big Steelers fan, he went to
Yeah.
go see them in Vegas.
What was the county jail taking a break from hosting?
The Netflix Christmas Day games will air on broadcast TV in the competing team cities and will be available on U.S. mobile devices with NFL Plus. How many people are kind of like going, after that fight and all the buffering?
Because it's Netflix?
Because it's on Netflix.
I don't like the idea that everybody got these pay services and then they split up, so you got to get multiple pay services. And now they're putting things on pay services that used to be free for everybody.
Yeah.
You follow that, Alberto?
Yeah, the pay. I call it the paywallification of everything.
The paywallification. I like
Everything's
that.
behind a paywall now.
Wait, what are you trying to say?
Okay, so football used to be, when it was on
Free.
TV, on TV. Well, basic cable. So they got streaming services, and they pitched it as, you get the streaming service, you can watch everything you want. Not the case. Then they split everything up, so you could see this on that, but not on this on that.
That's a good
and
point.
now they're putting shows that were free for everybody on behind a paywall, like Alberto says. It's somebody should raise the alarm here. I don't like it.
What's crazy is that if you wanted to watch Thursday games, you would have to go to Prime Video.
Right. At one point it was Prime. Now it's Netflix. But who's going to be complaining, because that was a terrible situation. Speaking of, Netflix says over 60 million viewers tuned in live to watch Jake Paul and Mike Tyson duke it out on Friday night. While those two were fighting, viewers were fighting the urge to throw the remotes as buffering, freezing, and lagging were a problem throughout the evening for many of the folks
We
tuning
were
in.
trying everything. We'd turn it off for a minute.
Okay.
We'd put it on pause and hopefully let
Here's
it catch
my
up.
rant. At one point, Netflix was buffering, and then it goes, let's check the quality of your internet. And it does like this step-by-step process to check, like, if it's all like,
It's
are other
it's
people...
not my internet, you mother...
It goes,
it's you.
oh, are other people watching on their phones? Is their internet on? And then at the end, it's like, it looks like your internet is great. And I'm like, yeah, it's not my fault. It's your fault, Netflix.
Did you see the conspiracy theories about what was happening and like what was causing the problems?
What was it?
Some people said it's because Michael Buffer was there.
He didn't announce, he didn't do the, and so they were buffering for buffer. I was going to say, no, he wasn't. They had some big Frankenstein looking dude doing the ring announcements.
Easily
The guy was like
disproved.
9 feet tall.
That dude was big, yeah. The night was full of people complaining about the situation, with the hashtag unwatchable trending on X for a good portion of the night.
Hey, that NFL game that's supposed to be on Netflix, if they have issues again like they did with the fight, with the streaming and the buffering and all that crap, they could just put a still that says technical difficulties and a still of Mike Tyson's nalgas.
And a still of Mike Tyson's. That was the funniest thing I've seen on TV.
That was so funny because
It's
at
just
that
a sight
point,
gag, but the fact that he was so,
and then he walks away,
and it's just his bare little booty cheeks.
camera like zooms in on it, but then my TV started buffering at that point.
At that-
so
at
it's
that
just
exact-
butt for like 2 minutes.
Is it a full moon out?
It was pretty infuriating. And then somehow they, at least on my end, they got it all taken care of by the time Jake Paul came out in that green lowrider.
I did not see their entrances because it
and
was
Mike
buffered.
Tyson just
I
walked out by himself.
I see that on videos. Like he tripped a little as he was walking
It
in.
looked like he might have tripped over a cable. So I've been to fights and they have cables, connecting all the camera equipment. And usually they duct tape that, but it's still a bump in the road. I think he tripped on one of those.
A lot of people were like, we all knew it was over when he tripped. Just
coming
walking
into the
in.
ring, right?
Well, because right before that, Jake
What if
Paul
he'd broken a hip?
Right.
Jake Paul came on a lowrider and playing Phil Collins in the air tonight, and
Was he?
with a huge
that's-
entourage.
Oh,
it looked like a professional wrestling intro. And it almost gross. Like it was gross for professional boxing.
No,
Everyone in my house
they've
was
been
all
doing that. Some of them are ridiculous. Some of the boxers' entrances
just as ridiculous.
I liked
Just
that
as ridiculous,
the
yeah.
guy, the El Azteca Barrio guy. His entrance was really cool.
I did not see the other fights.
Oh, you didn't see the other
The
fights?
fight with the women was brutal.
That was a great fight.
Brutal. I've never seen such a. In fact, they probably should have. The ref probably should have stopped the fight.
At that point, Netflix was just like, keep going, just keep going.
Yeah, just keep it going.
And she was like, yeah, she kept going. Good for her.
Lost her eyelid.
Yeah, Mario was telling me that some girl's eye was inside out at some point.
No,
was
it was just like
gross.
the lid was just dangling.
It was like flittering.
and
in
it wasn't
the air.
even from a punch; it was from a headbutt. I
the
believe
chick
it was from a headbutt.
yeah, it was from that headbutt. That chick kept headbutting.
Now that one, it was buffering all the way through. That one driving me crazy too.
Yeah.
because it was. I'm telling you, I've
By the
never
time,
seen a more
though, that
vicious
the-
fight that
the
wasn't
Tyson-
a Rocky movie.
After that first after that first round, by the time the Tyson fight was going, no more buffering. So that was good.
Well, Michael Buffer had left the building.
No, Michael Buffer was not part of it.
The Boys Season 5 has another exciting update as the final season will start filming in a week, according to the show's creator, Eric Kripke. However, although the cast now has knowledge of when filming will start on the project, they're still in the dark about their characters' fates. When asked if he has shared the ending with the cast, Kripke replied saying, quote, "I have not. We're far enough along that I can pitch out the character-wide arcs, but they're the emotional arcs, so the actors can start working on what their journey is and some of the twists and turns of what goes on here," adding that he's still working out what will happen to some of the characters.
The Boys needs to bring it, and they need to bring it early because
Yeah,
I'm about on my
because
last
I think
with
I clocked
the
out in this
right.
last season.
Yeah.
And my nephews keep telling me, no, it's really good. You just got to power through it.
I think there's a
couldn't
big
finish that
part of it
first
we don't
episode.
understand because we didn't watch that stupid high school, The Boys.
Gen V.
The Gen V.
I told my nephews kept telling me, you don't have to watch Gen V to
And it turns out
understand
you
it.
totally had to watch it.
But yeah, no, definitely.
I'm watching Supernatural. I'm on season 4 or 5.
Same creator.
Yeah, it's the same creator, Eric Kripke, and I think he does stories really well.
Oh, no, he does. Like that whole adaptation to like comic and TV.
The arcs where the things that you think are going to happen generally don't happen. So.
Herogasm was a big letdown, though.
More like Snorgasm.
Snorgasm,
I was not excited about that anymore. They just edged us so much.
It was.
Oh my God.
It was more gross than anything
It was
else.
gross
right?
for them to be like, poor Frenchie is going to be heartbroken. And he missed it.
Hey, so Michael in our app chat is saying that they watched the entire fight on TikTok. I didn't know that was an option.
Okay. Yeah, there were a lot of people who were just streaming it from, I guess, their Netflix, but there was also a lot of celebrities who were streaming it live.
Nice.
So Antonio Brown's streaming of the fight there got over like 7 million views.
Couldn't he get in trouble for that?
I don't know. I don't. Who knows what the rules are anymore?
I don't know. And is
I
it
don't know.
FCC or is
right.
it some
Who
other?
do we complain to?
Right. Also, Cree in the app chat says, why is nobody talking about someone trying to jump Greg Abbott at the boxing fight? Security rolled him out real quick.
I saw him sitting there. He was center ring, ringside.
Yeah,
I
but
kept
you
saying
could see him the whole.
is that Greg Abbott?
yeah, but it was just his head because he was lower than everybody next to him.
Stop.
I didn't see anybody try to jump Greg Abbott. Maybe I was buffering at that time because that's about 80% of what
That was
what
the majority
going
of the
on,
fight. Yeah. The latest iconic public domain character to get a twisted horror movie is Popeye the Sailor Man. Bloody Disgusting has confirmed with ITN Studios, who are currently hard at work on their horror movie Popeye. Expected to chew spinach and tear bodies apart in January of 2025, ITN's Popeye is not connected to the twisted childhood universe known as the Pooniverse. That's with the Pooh Blood and Honey universe. Described as a raunchy and gory slasher, the official plot synopsis for the film says, quote, "The legend of Popeye haunts a group of counselors as they intend to open a summer camp." A trailer and release date will be released soon.
me some teenagers.
Yeah, is there going to be an olive oil? Is there going to be the guy that eats hamburgers
What's the
on
baby's name?
Tuesdays?
Sweet pea.
Sweet Pea? Will there be a murderous Sweet Pea? All will be revealed when a trailer and a release date.
You should watch that Winnie the Pooh, any of those movies in that
keep
universe,
telling me.
because they're so bad. That's the thing. The movies are terrible.
Terrible.
The effects are awful. The plot almost non-existent. But you say this is a different bunch of
This is a different
creators.
universe,
Okay.
right? Not to be confused also with Steamboat Willie, which will also be a horror movie.
Oh, good.
Finally, David Attenborough, the legendary natural history presenter, is rallying against AI, specifically unauthorized cloning, he says. The broadcaster said that he was profoundly disturbed after receiving notification from the BBC that his voice was being cloned by AI creators. The situation was sparked when BBC News ran an item using voiceover from Attenborough's latest BBC series, Asia. In the clip, which I could not find audio of, he says, "If you think you've seen the best the natural world has to offer, think again. There is nowhere else on Earth with so many untold stories. Welcome then to Asia." The BBC then played the same clip and asked viewers if they could hear any differences. And here's a clue. They sounded almost identical, but the second was an AI-generated capture. It's being reported that the cloned voice is being used in news reports on YouTube channels such as The Intellectualist on issues such as the Ukraine-Russia war and Donald Trump.
And he's not getting anything from it?
Nothing.
Clearly, this is going to be illegal. I mean, or it should be. If there's not any law against it, you shouldn't be able to use somebody's voice unless they're getting paid for it.
So the laws have not caught up with the technology. I mean, they can barely get, like, most laws.
It's kind
passed.
of like uncharted territory.
Yeah.
They don't know how to approach this either. Attenborough told the BBC, quote, "Having spent a lifetime trying to speak what I believe to be the truth, I'm profoundly disturbed to find these days my identity is being stolen by others and greatly object to them using it to say whatever they wish." The creator that made the cloned Attenborough skit then responded saying, using his voice again, saying, quote, "Let's set the record straight. Unless Mr. Attenborough has been moonlighting for us in secret and under an assumed name with work authorization in the United States, he is not on our payroll. I am not David Attenborough. We are both male British voices for sure, but I am not David Attenborough for anyone out there who might be confused."
Well, confused because you made it sound
because
identical
you're
to
making
David
it sound
Attenborough.
like him, right.
Right. That's where the confusion's from.
Right.
But remember, you used to have this argument about all these things that was like, well, if your voice is so commonplace that it can get copied, it's kind of your fault.
I was referring specifically to radio and even more specifically to morning radio. Like if you can be replaced by an AI with the way they have AI now, you...
So if like there was like a Buzz Adams app
Oh my
that was
God,
like...
they're going to replace you, Buzz?
That was like...
No,
They're gonna be
they
like,
couldn't.
no, they can't.
It's the intangibles. They can mimic the facade,
Right.
but they can't get to the gooey caramel center.
I see.
My name's Buzz, and I love balls of popcorn.
My name's Buzz, and I fight with my internet on a daily basis. With your entertainment news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Last night, new episode of Yellowstone. So
Oh.
there's a thing going on with Yellowstone. I guess the main character. Can I talk about this?
You mean Kevin Costner?
Kevin Costner.
His character got killed off screen or on screen.
I think it was off screen because he didn't come back anymore.
Isn't that his own show?
But, okay, we're talking about this. I read that it was supposed to look like it was a suicide. But it was not Nico.
Bum, bum.
It was a murder.
Murder.
There's been a murder.
There's something foul afoot.
But it definitely looks like Kevin Costner's character was killed off last week, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This season on Yellowstone, the Dutton family faces their toughest challenge yet. A bunch of episodes without Kevin Costner. Will Beth hold on to the family ranch without Kevin Costner? Will Jamie take down his father's administration without Kevin Costner? And most importantly, will your dad watch it without Kevin Costner? Where's John Dutton? It's the TV event everyone is talking about, except Kevin Costner. The final season of Yellowstone. Don't miss it. Unless you're Kevin Costner.
I'm Daniel Paulus, and whether you're wrapping up your workday on web.ed 800-533-2519, the future is in your hands at CET.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
Coming up, a very special guest in the studio. The wise and mystic sage has traveled afar to be with us today.
Don't tell me.
You said not to tell you.
Say it ain't so.
Okay, no, tell me.
Nostradamus.
Yeah!
We're going to have Nostradamus.
Oh my God.
We're going to get to see Nostra today? Oh, that's great.
Yep, he's on the way. Danica McKellar is... Okay, it's not Hallmark. I can't say... Hey,
Great
I can't
American
get it wrong.
Family?
Great American
No.
Christmas. Great American Christmas.
Okay.
GAC.
Okay, what's the generation before us, Joanna? If you're not millennial, you're...
Gen X?
Gen X.
Gen X. Gen X would know her as...
Winnie Cooper.
Winnie Cooper.
Millennials would know her.
Winnie Cooper also. They played Wonder Years on Nick at Night.
They did. But I would say probably from How I Met Your Mother. Or her...
Trudy. Damn it, Trudy. What about the pineapple?
Or her teaching of mathematics.
She is a genius.
Yep.
Yeah.
Here is a call that we got on Friday before the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight. So this guy's predicting the outcome of the fight.
Okay.
Jake Paul is going to beat Mike Tyson.
Let me see what time this came
It's like 3 minutes after the fight.
in. No, it was in the afternoon or late morning.
Probably convincingly. Tyson's too old. He's 30 years. And even though he looks to be in great physical condition, he smokes a lot of dope.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what it is when you inhale that much smoke into your lungs for that many years. If Jake Paul beats him convincingly, the public will hate Jake Paul even more. And that will mean a bigger fight in the future for more money with someone like Anthony Joshua.
Okay, I don't know who Anthony Joshua is.
He's making a reference like you.
But that was if that call came in before the fight, that was pretty good prediction. That's kind of what it looked like.
Well,
here's another thing.
Do you think he beat him convincingly?
Yeah.
Okay. It wasn't like even a question by the judges or anybody watching.
Worse than Trump beat Kamala. he beat him that bad. There was another thing after the fight was over. They were, Mike, what are you going to do next? And he's like, I might fight his brother. And then
oh yeah,
dip crap number 2 over there. Logan says, I'll kill you, mother. Like, but nobody's heart seemed to really be in it. You could tell it was kind of like scripted. I felt like
It
the whole,
was, yeah, that whole
not the undercard. Those
No.
girls fighting each other. Holy moly!
That was the best fight of the night.
They were fighting to the death. Like gladiators.
Good
The whole
prediction
time I
there.
was drinking like a Prime because 5 Points guy dropped off a bunch of Prime Glowberry for me on Friday.
Oh, that's nice.
So I'm drinking it, and the whole time during the fight, my nephews were like, "Stop drinking that,"
Why?
because it's from Logan Paul.
Oh, is that what they're making? Okay, Buzz.
So my nephew was all like, "Stop drinking that."
Remember the episode of South Park we were watching where it was like all the kids have these juice bottles that are like flavored and are a social status sign. That's what they're making fun of.
You weren't
Prime?
here when I was confessing my love for the Glowberry Prime.
Joanna's a big fan of the Glowberry
And
Prime.
at first, my nephews were like, "Stop it! That's Logan Paul."
But I'm just thinking of that South Park episode where the kids
Oh,
see
that
somebody
makes
else
sense.
with they're like, "You got snowberry? What is it?
Glowberry.
You got Glowberry?"
I'm addicted to that one. But then the next day, my nephew was like, "Give me some of that."
Woo! Tonight, Dallas Cowboys play the Houston Tex-Mexes. Yeah! Woo! Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó?
Johnny Vato.
Woo! Come on, Buzz, give me a woo! Joanna, give me a woo!
Woo!
Nico?
No, are we still doing this?
Nico?
They're like 3
Come
and
on,
5.
Give me a woo! I know it's been hard, but you gotta still believe, man. At least a little bit. At least give us a little bit, man. Come on, oh man. Oh, but we will win tonight, man. It will be the best for Texas.
All right. Thank you, Cowboys guy.
Yeah, thank you. He sounds like he really needs it.
I'm hoping
his
for
woos are
his,
sounding a
For
little
his
sad.
sake, they need to win.
Right. The woos are getting a little thin.
How about them Cowboys? CJ Stroud, Texans. What are you gonna do when the Dallas Cowboys come to town and come after you? How about them Cowboys? Come on. Dallas Cowboys. We are the
Cowboys are up for the interstate rival. Well, I guess it wouldn't be interstate. It would be a bedlam, I guess. On Monday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys.
Intrastate.
Intrastate is what I
Yeah.
Interstate is
Yeah.
something is the opposite of intrastate. Cowboys trying to get a home win as they take on Houston in the Battle of Texas.
Yeah, go Texans.
Our broadcast right here on KLAQ starts with the pregame show at 5 p.m. We'll join Loudwire Nights in progress in time for Mission Metallica at 10. Dallas Cowboys Football on the Q is brought to you by Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys, 915 Tours, and Border City Ale House. Border City Ale House, the home of the 600 ESPN El Paso Monday Night Football watch parties. So, Nico, do you want to introduce our next guest? He's in the hallway.
Oh, really? Absolutely.
Yeah, and he's just standing outside, but really, give him the gold star treatment. Maybe.
Okay, absolutely. Love to. Oh, all right. I'd love to introduce now, welcoming the wise and mystic sage from the East. Put your hands together for Nostra Dumbass.
Yay!
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for coming.
Welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello.
You,
Hi, Nostra.
Who is the other person?
That's intern Alberto.
Mhm.
He's running the board today.
Does he do a good job?
Yes. What? Yes, he does.
With
He tries.
with your wisdom, you will see whether he does a good job or not. Do you have any wise words for us today?
Nostra.
Thank you. And
Hi,
yes,
welcome.
I do have mysteries of the cosmos. These are things that mankind has pondered since time immemorial.
Yes.
Why did they decide to call them sporks instead of foons?
Yeah, I've always wondered that.
Good question.
That is a great mystic question.
Yes. Another one.
Yeah.
Do couples on submarines join the Mile Low Club? Finally, another imponderable from the dawn of mankind.
Okay.
Why exactly does Tony the Tiger wear a bandana?
Oh, yeah, that is a good point.
He's not wearing any underclothes. So why is he wearing the
What's with
bandana?
that kerchief? Yeah.
Yeah, that is a good point.
Now, please to be handing me
Absolutely.
the first envelope.
I have several envelopes in this hermetically sealed mayonnaise jar that has been hiding in Joe Biden's office at the White House,
Oh.
where it's not been seen before.
Neither has Joe.
Exactly.
I will hold the sealed envelope to my forehead.
All right.
I will predict the contents of the envelope.
All right, envelope number 1.
Number 1. Pen and teller.
Pen and teller.
Yes, pen and teller.
Oh my goodness.
Name 2 things you can find at the counter at your bank.
Yeah, that's true. Envelope number 2.
1,000 thank yous.
You are welcome.
Envelope number 2.
All right.
Decaffeinated.
Decaffeinated.
Yes, decaffeinated.
All right.
How did the cow feel after giving birth?
Decaffeinated. All right. And envelope number 3.
Number 3. You could call this the penultimate.
The penultimate.
Envelope.
Yep.
I must concentrate while I hold the envelope.
Yes,
to my
please don't
forehead.
let us distract you.
It is coming to me now. Hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
That is correct. Hush puppies. What does a Haitian refugee say right before a snack?
Oh my God.
Hush puppies. All right.
Envelope number 4.
And your last and final envelope. Yeah. Finally. Number 4.
May all your tortilla chips break into triangular pieces that stab the roof of your mouth.
Oh, no.
That is my wish for you. Envelope number 4. Slim Shady.
Slim Shady.
Yes, Slim Shady. Name one thing Donald Trump isn't and one thing he definitely is.
Thank you, Donald Trump.
Find out what's going on, quirky facts about our region, urgent things you need to know impacting your drive, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock.
For station's websites, station's mobile apps. See summer and save money with dining deals.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Come on, let's turkey trot.
Let's do that turkey trot.
Let's get it right.
We're going to give away another complete Thanksgiving feast on Thursday, courtesy of Rise Federal Credit Union.
Woo!
I am going to. So here's the thing: we're not going to pick the saddest story. We're not going to. In fact, everything's going to go. Everybody's going to be a finalist, and then we're going to draw at random. But let us know how it could really help you out this Thanksgiving to have a complete catered Thanksgiving feast. We're talking like a $400 value on all this stuff, okay?
Also, if you already submitted and didn't get picked last week,
I'm rolling them right on over. So
there
if
you
you
go.
took the time to register last week, you're still going to be in the running. Let us know how Rise Federal Credit Union and their full Thanksgiving feast could really come in handy for you. Maybe, you got more visitors than you normally do from out of town. Maybe they're doing it at your house for the first time. It's normally at Aunt Esther's.
You do have an Aunt Esther, don't you?
I don't have an Aunt Esther.
That sounds like the old...
I have an Aunt Gertrude. Well, I did.
Oh, Gertie.
So you can leave me a neckline message. Let me give you that number. It's 844-805-NECK, 844-805-6325. Just start it. Hey, for the Thanksgiving feast, and then tell your story. 30 seconds.
Leave a number.
Leave a number.
Buzz will try his hardest not to play the number on air.
No. I'll bleep out the number, but we got to have a number.
Yes.
To contact you. So what's going to happen is the feast is going to be catered by Con Amor, by Bet-A Catering, and they're going to bring it out to you the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. So your chance to win coming up on Thursday. Send me those neckline calls, and Joanna, you can also send them in via the app chat.
The app chat, yes.
We'll give away another complete feast coming up on Thursday, courtesy of Rise Federal Credit Union. All right, it's time to get to the news.
Tell you what, let's get my main man Buzz to the stage.
Well, I'm just coming to the stage to introduce Joanna Barba. Good morning, Joanna.
Good morning.
You need any sound clips today?
Oh, you know what? I didn't even check.
Okay.
If you hear a story that could accompany it, let me know. A U.S. official confirmed to the press yesterday that President Biden has decided to grant Ukraine permission to use U.S.-provided long-range weapons deep into Russian territory. Ukraine has been given permission to use the Army tactical missile system against targets deep within Russia. At the same time, President Biden became the first sitting president to visit the Amazon rainforest, making a stop in Brazil. While there, he talked about the importance of protecting the rainforest and the fight against climate change.
I do have some audio of the president in the rainforest.
Today, I'm proud to be here, the first sitting U.S. president to visit the Amazon rainforest to recommit to protecting the rainforest like this one.
He was then eaten by an anaconda.
Do you think that he was there procuring maybe some Brazilian marching powder for Hunter?
For Hunter? I think Hunter's got his own connects, you know?
He doesn't need his dad. Well, maybe.
Joe Biden announced on that trip to the rainforest that he's forming a coalition to protect the natural resource that is the rainforest.
We're launching a Brazil Restoration and Bioeconomy Finance Coalition to mobilize at least $10 billion by 2030 to restore and protect 20,000 square miles of land.
All right. While you're protecting the rainforest, how about securing us a rainforest cafe? Have you ever been to one of those?
No, I've never been to one.
Not great food.
Creepy. Oh, no.
And animatronic jungle animals.
Yeah.
Like every so often.
You can get zebra.
Come alive.
You can eat lion if you want.
What?
No,
Really?
No. It's just the same crappy food they got at every other crappy restaurant.
Yeah.
Oh, like,
literally
okay.
the same. It's super expensive.
You're just paying more to sit.
You're paying for the ambiance of a rainforest?
But there's like mist sometimes and like
Monkey
sounds. Yeah.
Okay. You guys are like trying to not sell me on it, but sell me on it at the same time.
Oh, no.
Should I go to it?
It's a cool experience.
Every time we're in
little
Vegas,
kids seem to love it.
Every time we're in Vegas, we're like, we should check out a rainforest cafe, and then we don't. Well, right.
Just know that they're going to upcharge you like 30% just for the
Well, I'm already in
ambiance.
Vegas.
Yeah. So you're already losing.
The CDC has investigated an E. coli outbreak in at least 18 states linked to some organic carrots, which has led to at least one death.
I knew organic was bad for you.
The bagged carrots were sold under multiple brand names, including Grimway Farms, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, Wegmans, Good and Gather, and more, according to the recall notice. At least 39 cases of E. coli have been linked to the carrots since early September, leading to 15 hospitalizations and one death, according to the CDC.
Listen, I'm not a nutritionist, but I just want to run this by you.
Okay.
The organic vegetables are more likely to have E. coli.
Oh,
because
they don't.
They put extra fertilizer on the organics.
Is that true?
Yes. I don't know.
It sounds true.
It sounds like it could be right.
Somebody fact check that. God, we need like our own team of fact checkers for when Buzz says things.
They're called listeners.
Somebody fact check that.
I'm looking it up.
People who have the recalled carrots should throw them out or return them to the store and clean surfaces
Or
that they
save
have
them.
touched.
Save them. Snowman season's coming up, people.
Give the snowman some E. coli. Spirit Airlines filed for bankruptcy today as mounting losses, unaffordable debt, increased competition for bargain-seeking airline passengers, and the inability to merge with other airlines left it little choice.
Also, they getting shot at in Haiti.
Then there's the gunshots.
On top of everything else.
The airline said it will continue to operate as it restructures its jet and expects to be delisted from New York Stock Exchange in the near term. Recent SEC filings disclosed Spirit had around $3 billion in long-term debt as its balance sheet. However, airlines and other companies in the U.S. frequently file for bankruptcy and emerge stronger on the other side of the process. Most major U.S. airlines, including the three largest, American Airlines, United, and Delta, have filed for bankruptcy at some point in the past 25 years.
Sometimes more than once.
Yeah.
But I can't believe you were kind of right about the.
Is he kind of right about it?
Yeah, he was kind of right.
Yeah, because your crops are, if you got a GMO crop, it comes with some kind of natural.
So apparently,
growth
in organic farming, they use more animal manure as natural fertilizer,
that's right.
and manure that's not properly composted can have E. coli in it.
So
Buzz Adams,
who was right?
You were kind of right.
I was right. But I was right this sunny morning.
What it says though is that
day.
organic produce is not inherently more likely to carry E. coli, but that certain factors associated with farming practices could increase the risk.
Definitely more expensive.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
for sure.
And you buy like organic. Okay, so bananas rot, like they begin rotting as soon as you take them home.
Yes.
Right? Organic bananas have already shriveled up in your grocery bag by the time you get home. I mean, they just don't last as long. You want to check that out?
Wait, what?
Organic produce
doesn't last as long.
Doesn't last as long. It'll rot faster because
there's nothing
Find
there.
out
Well,
about
maybe,
that.
yeah, because it doesn't have preservatives in it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Buzz is like, and I'm right again. South Carolina is not only dealing with some loose lab monkeys, but now have two emus running around.
What?
Emu.
And Doug?
Yeah. Feral and not trained emus Thelma and Louise were reported as escapees.
Find the nearest cliff. I think I know where they're headed.
Or Brad Pitt.
Find a shirtless Brad Pitt. Thelma and Louise were reported as escapees by their owner in Horry County.
Horry?
Horry County.
Horry.
How do you spell it, you child?
Horrry.
Horry.
Like Robert Horry. Robert Horry.
Horry County, or as I like to call it, Pride Square in downtown. Besides the flightless birds being on the lam, there are 8 lab monkeys out of 43 still running around after they escaped over a week ago.
Those are the first beings, the Caesars of the next generation.
There's been a buzz online about the possibility of Target turning shopping trips into happy hour with in-store cocktail bars and a signature drink called the Targarita. It sounds amazing, right?
I've seen at
Target, you can start drinking while shopping?
I saw a lady drinking a glass of wine while at Whole Foods. Just walking up and down the aisle, pushing her cart, and she's got a little glass of wine going on there.
A little glug.
I think I've seen the same lady. Can you just do that at Whole Foods?
Mm-hmm. You know how, have you seen...
How much is that glass of wine, though?
Have you seen people, though, eat food from the bag before they pay for it? And then they pay for it at the...
I've seen somebody eat that, and I'm like,
Right.
wash those grapes, lady.
One time, my daughter was still pretty young, and she was nagging me even at that point, okay? So we're in the grocery store, and I get a Dr. Pepper, and we're going to share it because we both love Dr. Pepper.
Sure.
So I open it up, and I start drinking, and she's looking at me in horror. The police will come and get you, Dad.
That's because that's how we threaten them. Like, don't open that in the store. You got to pay for it
but
first.
if you're a grown-up, you get up there, you just hand them the bottle. They'll scan the bottle.
Yeah.
It's clear you drank it while you were in there.
I've done the shameful one where I have to hand an empty bottle.
Because you finished the whole
'Cause I
thing
finished
already.
it. No, well, please charge.
Imagine they did the same thing with wine. Can you just start drinking
Maybe
it?
she just took her
I'm
money.
going to buy it at the front. All
I'm
right?
going to pay for it. Don't worry about it. Well, unfortunately, Snopes fact-checked it. It turns out there is no truth to the rumor of Target opening bars in the stores. Target hasn't announced anything like this, and the viral Targarita image is likely AI generated. So while the idea of sipping a sangria while shopping for Stanley's is fun to imagine, it looks like this one's staying on the wish list.
We could run like a series of experiments go into a grocery store
Yeah.
and open increasingly more alcoholic beverages. Like
and see if they stop you.
Like get some Modelo, get a 24
You're
of
just
Modelo.
here in the middle of the.
You're right. And you're just walking around drinking your beer.
Sorry, so we're going to have to cut you off.
Right?
They're not my bartender.
It's like, I'm going to pay for it.
Yeah, I'm going to pay for it. How am I
Sir,
different from the
that's
Dr.
not the
Pepper guy?
This Thanksgiving weekend is shaping up to be a shopper's paradise or nightmare, depending on how you see it.
Nah, Black Friday's over, man.
I don't
That's
know.
a relic
They're
of the
saying
past.
that experts are saying that 183.4 million people are planning to snag deals both in store and online. Black Friday is still the star of the show, but more people than ever are opting to get their holiday shopping done on Cyber Monday. Mobile shopping is taking the spotlight this year, with more people tapping their phones to hit record-breaking online sales. And if you've already started checking gifts off your list, you're not alone. Most shoppers are getting a head start, proving that holiday shopping is as much about the fun and tradition as it is about finding great deals. Anybody getting their holiday shopping done already?
I'm just going to give people money. It's like, here, how much do I have to give you to consider it good?
God.
I think anybody who's
A
getting up...
personalized, beautiful gift from Buzz Adams.
Right. Anybody who's getting up the Friday after Thanksgiving to go out and get line, you're just doing it because you like it. You know, at some point, you
It's
like
about
doing
the
that.
thrill of it. I don't know.
Every time
I
when
did
the-
it once and
Oh,
never
yeah.
again.
You see any trampling?
I did, yeah. I think at one point my mom was all like, I got it. I took it from some little girl, but I got it.
God.
And I was like,
what's
Mom.
what's that store that's around here that like does have really good deals? And I think last year they were showing the videos.
It's a boutique called Walmart.
No, it was one called like Black.
Oh, Black Fridays?
Is it Black Fridays?
Black Fridays has deals all week long, though.
But it's chaos in that
But
store 365 days a year, or however many days they're
I
open.
freaking love Black Friday.
Yeah, right. You know,
Or those El Remate.
there are so many things where it's like, well, this is kind of cool. I wonder what it is.
Yeah.
Where's the box for it?
I bought a cat water fountain at one
Don't
of those.
ever buy a jigsaw puzzle at Black Fridays or any of those places.
Why?
They're incomplete.
There's definitely going to be some missing.
Well, finally, to help you skip the Thanksgiving family drama in style, Hard Mountain Dew is giving away a dream getaway anywhere in the U.S. as long as a Hard Mountain Dew is sold there. The prize includes flights, 3 nights in a hotel, and a $5,000 to spend on living your best life.
Wow,
All
that sounds as good as our Motley Crue trip.
All you have to do is tell them why you need a break from your relatives, and bonus points for being creative and desperate. The contest runs until tomorrow, so if you're ready to trade turkey for travel, now is your chance. You could enter at hardmountaindewditchyourfamily.com.
Hard Mountain Dew is an alcohol product.
It is, yeah.
It's hard as a mountain.
With your news, I'm Joanna Barba.
Got a couple of calls here. Let's see what has people interested enough to call in.
Hey, good morning. You guys were talking about, Nico mentioned that Joe Biden was procuring some of that Brazilian matching powder, but I think Hunter Biden might be okay since Donald Trump Jr. is in there. I mean, that guy always looks yacked out of his mind whenever you see him, you know. So they have a lot more in common than you think.
Oh, yeah.
And on paper, they should be best friends. One of them
yeah.
smoking crack and showing his dong in pictures with prostitutes, and the other one just looks zonked out of his mind.
Oh, my God.
So there you go.
I want to point out that it is neither myself nor any of my co-hosts who are making these claims
I never said
about that angel, Don Jr.
I just reported the news.
My favorite part
Oh,
of
he
the whole,
looks yacked out, though.
Yeah, he does. The whole
Don
Trump thing is
Every time you see him. And if he's with his girlfriend, it's like they do more when they're together.
Like, actually, the
Kimberly Guilfoyle.
The comparison
Oh, yeah,
between him and Hunter Biden
is a pretty good
is
one.
such a good comparison.
Yeah, I won't lie. That they could probably be really good friends. I bet.
Imagine if they were like, there is this son of a president who is using his connection to his father to promote his businesses.
And we're like,
and
which
what
one?
What expertise does he have in government? None. And you're like, Hunter
Are
Biden?
we talking about Hunter?
No, it's Don Jr.
Or Don Jr.
I think
yeah.
that this is a different call. Yeah, those two would probably be best buddies.
I remember a few years ago, Buzz, you mentioned.
Also, I found out apparently Republicans no longer care if there are credible accusations of child sex trafficking. Because,
Oh, you're talking about Matt Gaetz?
Yeah. They got the report out. Apparently, they have eyewitnesses. They have people who saw what he showed. He would show video of him.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Trump won 2024.
I remember a few years ago, Buzz, you mentioned that, we had an E. coli outbreak in onions, and you were clear on this, and you said, you know why there's E. coli outbreaks, right? Especially in food that's, underground, like onions and peanuts, because the people that are harvesting them, they use the restroom, and they just go and they dig a hole and they use the restroom right there in the middle of the field. And basically human feces. That's what's causing E. coli. I'll never forget that, Buzz. That really did scar me. So guess what? I switched to organic, and still organic has E. coli. No matter what form of vegetation or what form of farming you use, it's still going to get there.
They believe that some
somebody
of the,
out of buying regular
produce.
Crazy.
God, but
Well, no, the authorities were saying we believe it's some of the field workers don't have any other place to go, and they use the restroom out there in the fields, and you end up with E. coli.
Somebody in the app chat actually had a good explanation of why there's probably more E. coli in the organic food.
Well, I didn't say that there was more.
Or actually, so this is what Talkster...
But they definitely use more fertilizer on the organics.
Yeah. Talkster in our app chat says, so just so you're aware, E. coli itself is relatively harmless and is a common cause of diarrhea. Both are true. When they talk about E. coli outbreaks in the news, they're really talking about a specific strain, one that can cause kidney failure. Same way. So nowadays, most of that comes from runoff from pig factories or factory pig farms.
Oh, well, those pigs are just, you know how pigs are.
They're pigs.
They're wallowing in the filth.
They're sties.
And it's not all mud. Some of it's pig poop. Yeah. Good morning. What are you having for breakfast?
everyone.
You know what?
I'm having sausage.
This says that you can buy wine and beer at Whole Foods and drink it throughout the store.
Yep.
I seen
I've
some
only
rich
been
lady
to
doing it.
Whole Foods like once or twice.
No, they have a
Hella
bar at Whole Foods. Like an entire bar you can go to hang out.
How much that wine?
Pretty decently priced. Wine Wednesdays.
Wine Wednesday.
My daughter goes to school at Coronado, and she says that all 3.5 years that she's been there, that's like a big place for kids
I've
to go,
seen it,
except
yeah.
they have a special policy. The kids have to stay in a certain area if they're going to go and spend their lunch break at Whole Foods. I forgot what she told me the rule actually was, but it's like, it's, a lot of kids go over there, but they kind of make you stay in a separate area.
That's funny.
Hey, morning show. How you guys doing?
Good.
It's me, Sam. Just wanted to touch base. Enjoying the show so far. But I heard you guys talking about the Mike Tyson fight. Yeah, that was a little disappointing. Not what I was hoping for. But man, dude, you guys need to talk about that Buffalo Bills Kansas City game. I'm a Bills fan, and woo-wee, dude. Those Bills are looking good, baby boy. They're looking good. Yeah. Not so much, but yeah, whatever. Have a good one, man.
Hey, so real close game. The Chiefs had been undefeated, and in this game, the broadcasters were talking about, hey, they might be the first ones to do it since the '72 Dolphins, undefeated, perfect season. It comes down to fourth down conversion. So Josh Allen just takes off running. He just tucks the ball and takes off running, and he's knocking down defenders like he's the biggest guy on the field, the quarterback. So here's a little bit of the final. Bills 30, Chiefs no longer perfect. They've got 21 points.
We've got 4th and 2. This is the legs.
Quarterback's legs.
Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it, he got it! And there he goes!
Wow.
Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
Play of the year in the NFL. That was a great ending. The Chiefs got the ball back but couldn't do anything with it, and Mahomes threw an interception to end the game. From Saturday Night Live, I just found out who Charlie XCX is.
Brad, yeah.
Yeah. In the cold open, they had Donald Trump, James Austin Johnson being welcomed to the White House by Joe Biden, Dana Carvey.
I forgot how boring president is.
Love running, hate being. And I hate the White House. So old, so dated. So many of the carpets are stinky and sticky at the same time. Sort of like being at a Regal Cinemas. Now I have to live here for the next 4 years, possibly longer. Come on, let's be real, man. This place is great. I have so many wonderful memories here. Dr. Jill hosting foreign leaders. My dog attacking every single one.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show and Danica McKellar from Winnie Cooper from the Wonder Years.
Trudy
is going to be on with us later.
The Daily Calendar.
Today, November 18th.
10 days till Thanksgiving. What a day for apple cider. Whether you like your cider warm or hard, it's Apple Cider Day. Mix up your own brew because it's International Day of the Occult. Today, if you're married to a Scorpio, you get your own day for support and understanding. That seems harsh.
Yeah, I'm nice.
Oh, brother.
And happy birthday, Mickey and Minnie. The Mouses are 96 years young. And that's your daily calendar.
While you're working away, we're working for you. Our job.
And delivery available, and for 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Broadcasting in El Paso to El Paso. The Buzz Adams Morning Show on 95.5 KLAQ.
Coming up in just about 20 minutes, the actress who played Winnie Cooper on The Wonder Years, Danica McKellar, is going to join us. And
Winnie!
Trudy!
Winnie!
Okay, stop. So she's promoting a holiday special on Great American Christmas, which I guess is a competitor or a spinoff of Hallmark. I don't know which it is. Also, Joanna just gave me a Monday morning mashup.
Oh, I did, yes.
That would make a good mashup. I think we're going to do that.
Okay.
Great American what?
Christmas?
GAC.
Great American Christmas.
Oh.
Do you remember the story about the lady who was in El Paso and she was visiting from Kentucky to see her boyfriend? And she got an Uber ride and shot the Uber driver in the back of the head with a gun.
I was just
because she was afraid that he was abducting her to Mexico.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it the other day.
It's even made it to national news sites, weird ones like this, called wideopencountry.com. And in this one, the lead line from the opening paragraph says, the case is a complex one with evidence pointing in both directions.
I don't know if I would say the evidence points a lot more in the direction that she got freaked out and for various reasons.
Because they were on the loop. He was going to Speaking Rock.
So listen to this. So the woman's name is Phoebe Copus, and she wanted to ride to Speaking Rock where she was going to meet her boyfriend. So you're going to have 54. Here's what it says in the El Paso Times. Copus observed traffic signs that showed the words Juarez, Mexico, which led her to believe the Uber driver was attempting to kidnap her and drive her into Juarez, Mexico.
Okay.
What else does it say corroborates her story?
Nothing really, just besides the statements by her attorney.
Well, the attorney's, trying to do anything. If you are visiting a city and you get an Uber and you shoot the Uber driver in the back of the head, that's murder.
No, this is what she's saying.
Still killed someone.
She's claiming that she got her Uber near a Sunland, by Sunland Park, a hotel by Sunland Park, right there when you go across the bridge. Not.
Wait. What? So, what would she be doing on 54? Why would did the Uber take her over Trans Mountain?
They were on the 54.
The loop. She was on the loop.
Oh, so she was on the loop then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so they were getting the loop from the 54.
I mean, that
or the 54 from the loop that might take you to the other loop. I don't know.
Seeing Juarez, Mexico, and signs, sure.
Well,
we all see that. Not everybody pulls a gun out and shoots somebody.
She also says she asked to be let out of the car. She tried to open the door. She begged him to stop. And her attorney says that she tried to do everything anybody would expect somebody to do before an escalation of force.
She says, unfortunately, the person who could refute her claims, she killed.
That's how this article's making it sound like. And then
it seems like it's really taken the side of...
After the Uber driver repeatedly ignored her, she pulled a gun and shot him.
It was probably, if you're either... like on the spaghetti bowl, that's busy traffic. You probably don't pull somebody. What are you going to do? Pull and let her out? Let her out on the top of that flyover?
Of course not. You can't just do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So the lawyer is, I guess, doing what he's supposed to do as the lawyer, but you can't get the other side of the story because that dude died and he had a family and stuff.
Now, this is weird for the article. The article says, despite her claiming that she acted in self-defense, the Mexican police say the evidence points elsewhere.
Why would the Mexican
police have anything to do with this?
I think there are people from other states in the Union who just think that El Paso is Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
That makes no sense.
Why would the Mexican authorities be investigating a shooting in El Paso? All right, you got anything else there?
Nothing from this website that I would
Did she have, did they breathalyze her? Did she have any alcohol in her system at the time?
That's a really good question. She was on her way to Speaking Rock to meet up with her boyfriend.
I guess if you go long enough telling people everybody in Mexico wants to kill you or kidnap you or rape you, somebody might actually believe that's the case, and an innocent Uber ride turned into a murder.
So the family of the man who was shot, I guess I can't find his name, but his
last name's Piedras.
Yeah. But his niece, Didi Lopez, said that her uncle was a hard worker who worked as an Uber driver to support the family. We want justice, she said. It wasn't fair. That's how the situation played out. I wish she would have spoken up, asked questions, not acted on impulse, and made a reckless decision. Because not only did she ruin our lives...
She got freaked out.
That's what it was, a reckless decision.
She got freaked out,
but this
maybe she actually thought she was being abducted.
The way that it's being presented, like, oh yeah, he probably was trying to kidnap her to Mexico, and it's like there's a whole process to get into Mexico. You would have known, if you were going into Mexico. I think a lot of people outside of here don't know how it goes.
You would have to stop at a checkpoint, and you would have a chance. Probably the border agent would ask you a question.
So
it's been a while since I went to Mexico, but that's kind of how they do it, right?
In the Wide Open Country article, which is this national
what the hell
site,
is wide
I don't know.
No, but I get a lot of my article ideas from there. So.
But it says, despite Copas saying she felt he was taking her to Juarez, police note that the roadway Copas was traveling on is a normal route to drive to the destination requested by her.
Right.
The investigation does not support that a kidnapping took place or that Piedra was veering from Copa's destination. This is in quotes. Then it goes, but despite this, the Kentucky woman claims she saw signs to Juarez that made her think she was being kidnapped.
Yeah, they're the signs that everybody sees if you're driving on that road.
There's a whole, you would know when you were going to Mexico. There is a whole line to get into Mexico. It's just that people don't know, like out of towners don't know the process.
El Paso in Mexico has a bad reputation, and these things can make people edgy.
Wait, what? Who's saying this?
This is part of
El Paso has a bad reputation in Mexico?
Wow. It's saying El Paso. It's
calling wide open country.
It's calling El Paso Mexico. It's saying El Paso in Mexico has a bad reputation, and these things can make people edgy. Even though she may not have actually been in danger, she was on high alert.
Okay. So what? You know, I could be walking down the street and decide that guy, it looks like he might mug me. I can't shoot him before he mugs me.
Yeah, no.
Nobody can.
You can't. No, you can't shoot somebody before the crime has happened.
A listener named Luis is bringing up a good point. She would not have been able to enter Speaking Rock with a gun anyway. Where was she going to leave her gun? In the Uber driver's car?
That is an amazing point. Do they have guards that check you at the front?
Yes.
I think they warned you, don't they?
Yes. Before you can enter.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear what some of our callers think about this?
Absolutely.
Yes. Well, this happened like over a year ago, right?
Yeah, over a year ago.
Buzz, I'm not believing this lady's story. I'm not. Everybody has a camera in their pocket. Why didn't she record this? She's saying it. Why didn't she record it? And then also, why didn't she call the police? She called the police probably after the fact that he was shot. But I mean, if I'm being abducted and, you know, my aggressor doesn't have a gun to my head or have me handcuffed, I'm going to pull out my phone and record what's happening, or I'm going to call the police. I'm not buying her story, dude. I'm really not.
Mm-hmm. Good call. Thank you.
I think a lot of us in El
I
Paso
think she might
are
have
not.
actually gotten freaked out.
But then, like, a lot of people on her side are kind of taking, her side.
Well, I mean, their head has been pumped full of Mexico's a dangerous country, therefore El Paso must be as dangerous as Juarez. It just doesn't
Ridiculous.
Red One made $34 million in its opening
Is
weekend.
that the one about Santa Claus being protected by The Rock?
He's like Santa's bodyguard or the commander of the ELF forces.
the elf forces from Santa, the Santa Claus.
So I would say I went to see this with my daughter yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. If you like the Santa Claus franchise with what's his name? Tim the Tool Man.
Tim Allen?
Tim Allen, thank you.
Tim the Cocaine Man Allen.
I would say it's equal parts that Elf and like an Avengers fight scene. Like there's a couple fight scenes and it involves
The Rock.
Chris Evans.
Oh, really?
Chris Evans gets in a fight scene that is just, he's basically Captain America, even though he doesn't have superpowers. It's okay.
You got to see it with your daughter.
Yeah, I got to see it with my daughter.
Yeah.
And I told her, or she said, oh, it really bombed, because the price tag on this movie was, let me see if I can find it here. It was a pretty penny. It cost $250 million to make this movie, and it made 34. So she said, first of all, it's losing money. Also, they're ripping it apart on Rotten Tomatoes. And I said, well, let's go see something else. She goes, no, I love going to watch terrible movies so I can pick them apart.
She's just like you.
Oh, my God, that's your daughter right there.
Mm-hmm. Joanna has sent me a Monday mashup.
Hey,
I wish we had a mashup for every Monday. Yeah, what do you need?
No, I just had this weird story that just popped up in my feed, and it's kind of crazy. It's kind of shocking. It's from El Paso Matters. It says, El Paso hospitals are now required to ask patients if they're U.S. citizens. Patients do not have to answer.
But they're required to ask.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott just signed a new executive order that went into effect this month, requiring Texas hospitals to ask patients whether they're U.S. citizens or lawfully present in the country.
Now, is that up to the discretion of the hospital, or they're required to do it?
If any of the hospitals are enrolled in Medicaid or CHIP, which almost all of them are.
Saw the governor taken in the fight, the Jake Paul, Mike Tyson fight.
Yeah.
Front and center. So I'm going to do this real quick. Here is the mashup. We got Mariah Carey and Scott Stapp of Creed.
Two of the best.
Merry Creedmas.
Creedmas.
Brings tears to my eyes, my sacrifice. Hello, my friend, meet again. It's been a while, where should we begin? Feels like forever. Within my heart, memory, a perfect love that you gave to me. Oh, I remember.
All right, so I think there's software now that can take, those aren't in the same key. So I can tell that those two songs aren't in the same key.
Uh-huh.
And it used to be, if you're going to do one of these mashups, you kind of had to find something that was in the same key or tune it up a step or down a step or something like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think now they can just say, AI, take care of this. Scott Stapp, like, shaved his hair off. He looks like Matt Lauer. Mariah Carey was a fox.
I was going to say, who are those 80s videos of?
That's Mariah
That's
Carey's.
Mariah Carey's video. That's what the music video is.
Danica McKellar, who was Winnie Cooper on The Wonder Years.
Yes.
Winnie.
Gonna be on to talk to us about her 2024 holiday schedule on Great American Christmas. So that's coming up in just a few minutes. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show for your Monday is on the way right after this.
Music news, concert updates, song and album factoids, and of course, nothing but El Paso's best rock. All
Estamos prontos.
Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at babbel.com. BABBEL.com.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Enderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, Steve Kaplowitz from our partner station 600 ESPN is going to come in today. We're going to talk about the debacle. I mean, the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight on Friday. He'll be in to talk about that. NFL scores and Monday Night Football's the Cowboys tonight against the Texans.
Woo!
Here you go. Let's change the mood here a little bit. Yeah, it's time to transition into that holiday mindset because all the specials have started. I heard Hot and Frosty is already out, guys.
Oh, yeah.
And here is Danica McKellar, actress, icon.
Every guy's first crush, probably.
Yeah, I'm sure she's heard that like 2 million times. Hi, Danica.
Hi.
Hi. Is all that true, what we were saying? People tell you all the time you were their first crush, or no?
I do hear that.
So I want to share with you, we're going to talk about Great American Christmas. Last holiday season, I saw my friends, 2 of them, had gone to Kansas City, and I guess it's like, you know how they have science fiction conventions?
Yep.
This was a Christmas movie convention.
Oh, wow.
And they said you were there. Can you explain what I'm talking about? Because they said it was super cool and that they got to visit with you and talk to you. Do they put on big conventions for these?
People really respond to these live events. I think maybe especially after the whole COVID thing, like people really value this in-person interaction. And it's been great. I've done it for the last few years. It's called Christmas Con. That I'll be doing that one again this year. It's the weekend of December 15th.
And is it always in Kansas City?
This one is in New Jersey.
Oh, okay. So it moves around.
Kansas City, that was a couple years ago, I feel like. Yeah. But I'm also doing something called the Great American Family Christmas Festival this year. And that's this weekend. Weekend of November 22nd on Long Island. So Great American Family is the channel where my new Christmas, all my new movies are. I've got an exclusive deal with them, including my new movie called The Cinderella Christmas Ball. Cinderella, so I'll talk about that in a minute, but the Great American Family Christmas Festival is happening in Long Island from November 22nd through December 29th. I'm there this coming weekend. It's like this fully immersive Christmas experience. So unlike Christmas Con, mid-December, that's really all about getting autographs. So getting selfies, getting autographs. This Great American Family Christmas Festival is you bring your families and you go ice skating and you meet Santa and there's movie screenings and there's a lot of activities. There's gourmet food and beverage. There's crafting activities you can do.
Oh, that's so cool.
And we're actually doing a screening of Cinderella Christmas Ball on the 24th, on this Sunday there. And it'll be a Q&A with me and my co-star Oliver Rice afterwards. Yeah. So anyway, so these in-person experiences are great. I think it's exciting to meet people in person. I love interacting with the fans and meeting people. So I'm really excited about both things.
And does Christmas Con incorporate, whether it's Great American Christmas or Hallmark, it's incorporates everything into it?
No, that's the Christmas Con is like a big inside warehouse where you've got like 30 tables with celebrities and there's just like long lines but it's great. I mean, it's so fun. And there's Christmas decorations and stuff. And I think sometimes they do one screening, but it's not not necessarily a premiere.
Not like that.
It's super fun too. It's a different experience. So people they'll sometimes bring their families, but it's all about meeting the celebrities. Whereas the Great American Family Christmas Festival is about making memories with your family. And then, also as a little fun side thing, there's also, screenings and meeting celebrities.
What do you think about a Christmas
And
cruise?
I would say the Christmas festival is a lot cheaper.
Okay.
A lot less expensive. It's like $15 a ticket, and Christmas Con is much more expensive.
Has anybody talked about a Christmas cruise where all the stars are on a cruise ship? You could do it in July.
I think Hallmark is doing that, but Great American Family is not. We're doing this festival.
On a personal note, how much do you love Christmas personally?
I love Christmas. We already have our Christmas tree up, yes. But I want to tell you guys, so my new movie on Great American Family Channel, it's called A Cinderella Christmas Ball, and that one comes out the 29th. So it's the day after Thanksgiving, Friday the 29th.
Also known as Black Friday, Danica.
Also as Black Friday. So I'm saying, you can make your shopping and then cuddle up on the couch and watch me in A Cinderella Christmas Ball. And it is just as magical and Christmassy as it sounds. There's Dancing with the Stars level dancing in it.
Oh, that's cool.
Or close. I trained for months for these waltzes, and Gleb Savchenko from Dancing with the Stars actually choreographed them. So,
okay, this was a question I was told to ask you, Danica. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, here goes.
Damn it, Trudy! What about the pineapple?
Yeah, what about the pineapple?
It's fun. So that's an episode of How I Met Your Mother. I played Trudy. I left a pineapple, and I will tell you this. The writers did not know what the story was behind the pineapple.
They didn't know the connotation.
But then later on, they created some explanation for it, I think, after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just a funny. So the episode that I did, it was called The Pineapple Incident. It was the name of the episode, as I recall. And it was only the 4th episode of the show ever.
Mm-hmm.
So when I did 2 episodes total of How I Met Your Mother. But that first one, the show hadn't even aired yet. They were just making the first batch of them when I did it. And so people didn't know what a big show it was going to be yet.
That's
super funny.
That's crazy because that was a big storyline plot point, and
the pineapple.
Well, because it comes back later, kind of as a thing.
Well, it came back later because they thought we better, because they had so many fans asking them, "What about the pineapple?
What about the pineapple?
What was the story?" Yeah.
I should bring this up. So another aspect of Danica's life is math. You got a
math genius.
Yeah, math genius, and McKellar Math, and I think it's a great thing getting, especially young women.
Mm-hmm.
And I got daughters, so getting them into the STEM sciences. And tell me about.
For me, it's about making math not scary. I was a math major, and there was a time in my life in middle school when I was terrified of math. And so having come out on the other side, I'm like, wait, I know how to make math entertaining. I'm an entertainer. Let's make math fun, entertaining, engaging, and not scary. So I've got books for ages like babies all the way through high school geometry. You can go to mckellarmath.com and see which book is best for you. And by the way, they make great Christmas presents.
Hey, there you go. Yeah. This is perfect because Buzz is so scared of math all the time. I think I'm going to get those books for him.
All right, Danica McKellar.
Honestly, all kidding aside, one of my books called Math Doesn't Suck is the book that a lot of adults will buy to get over their math fears once and for all, because it deals with fractions, decimals, percents, very everyday math that comes up on your credit card bills,
right.
Things that we ought to know.
They should have made it more applicable, because all these fractions and roots, pi square over all this stuff, I'm flummoxed.
I got your Christmas present. I already know.
Okay, thank you, Danica, and don't forget the new special with Danica McKellar on Great American Christmas. All right. Thanks very much, Danica, for being on with us today. I think they had to skip. Did we only have 5 minutes?
Yeah, we had about 5.
Yeah. We only had 5, huh?
Yeah.
All right, Cappy's going to come in.
So cool.
And he's going to be talking about football. There were some really great games yesterday. Cowboys are playing tonight on Monday Night Football against the Texans. And, of course, we have to talk about the fight, or the 4-hour buffering fest that most people had to sit through on Friday night.
Was there any question that you didn't get to ask her that you wanted to? I wanted to ask her about she also had a role in The West Wing.
Oh,
and you're really into that.
Yeah,
you watched
really
all
into
of
it. And so do you know who Joshua Molina is, the actor?
Is he related to Alfred Molina?
No, he's not.
Uh-huh.
But anyways, he plays her sister. Or he plays her brother, and she plays a comedian named Elsie Snuffins.
And that was on The West Wing?
That was on The West Wing. She becomes a speechwriter.
Take a break. Cappy will be in to talk sports with us and preview tonight's intra-state rivalry between the Cowboys and the Texans right after this.
Hey, it's Double G. Coming up after the Buzz Adams Morning Show, all at
November 19th. I'm Randy Johnson, and I want to be your jeweler.
El Paso's own live and local, The Buzz Adams Morning Show, 95.5 KLAQ. The Buzz Adams Morning Show, Monday through Friday, 5 to 10. KLAQ and KLAQ HD1, El Paso, a town square media station.
Sports go sports. Athletics are number one. Participants are heroes. Go team, yeah.
The Buzz Adams Morning Show presents Go Sports Go. Brought to you by the Viva Auto Group. Viva makes it happen.
And here is the Hall of Famer himself, Steve Kaplowitz, from our partner station, 600 ESPN El Paso.
Yeah.
Hey, there we go.
There we go.
Jeez, that's loud.
I got to
How's everybody doing?
pretty good today. Yeah. I got to thank Steve because Steve is now partly my manager. He's like hooking me up with gigs and stuff.
Oh, he is?
Nice.
Yeah.
How did everything go on? That was Friday night?
Friday, right.
Yeah.
So Friday, I went to Buzz's before. So there was a charity event I was auctioneering at, and then went to Buzz's, then took off, then came back. I don't know how to auctioneer. I don't know why you thought I would be a great...
well, no, they don't expect you to do it like the stereotype. These are charity, probably, what's the thing called? You know, the silent bidder?
It's called a silent auction.
Silent auction.
And then there's the live auction.
There was a live auction and a silent. So I did do that. I was kind of like...
Yeah, but nobody expected...
4,500, 4,500, do I hear 4,600, 4,600.
Yeah, that's true.
You usually don't have to do those at those things.
I didn't know what I was doing. I said,
hey, give me five.
It was fun, and it was for a really good... Kamara's Chasing Rainbows that really provides family and helps support kids and the family during childhood disease. Great time. So thank you,
had
Steve.
you had some really cool trips, too, you were also giving away. There was some neat stuff.
Some safaris.
Yeah.
Woo! Tonight, the Dallas Cowboys play the Houston Tex-Mexes. Yeah!
Tex-Mexes.
Woo! Hey, baby, ¿qué pasó? Woo! Come on, Buzz. Give me a woo!
Gladly.
Woo! Joanna, give me a woo!
Woo!
Nico?
No, they're 3 and 5.
Nico?
No.
Come on, give me a woo!
Fine. Woo!
I know it's been hard, but you gotta still believe, man. At least a little bit. At least give us a little bit, man. Come on. Oh, man. Oh.
I'm with you.
We will win tonight, man.
I'm with you, Cowboy guy.
For Texas.
Have the Cowboys not won a home game yet?
No, they haven't.
They have not won a game at home.
Nope.
So Jake Paul's the only person who's won inside that arena.
That's correct. Stadium.
Yes,
that's right.
Technically, that's right.
I mean, could one of our high school teams beat them at this point? I mean,
it's not that bad. Like, I mean, there's probably worse teams than the Cowboys. Like the Jets right now, the worst. That's a worse team than the Cowboys.
So
yeah,
I'll get to them later.
In the league.
So you know how we're feeling.
Oh my God. Well, no. I'll tell you what's worse. Okay.
Dak out for the rest of the season.
Dak out.
Yeah. For the rest of the season.
Dak's done. And here's the problem, though. Like some teams, like the Jets, they have good players, and they suck worse than if they had bad players. That's what's so hard to fathom. But I don't want to talk about the Jets right now. I want to talk about the Cowboys and the Texans.
All right, let's talk about it'll be Cooper Rush in there. How did Rush look? I didn't watch the Cowboy game last week because why bother at this point? But
no, he looked terrible.
He looked terrible.
Yeah, he looked bad.
I went to go see a Texans game, and C.J. Stroud is a bona fide superstar in Houston.
Yeah, well, now he's got his receivers back. That's a big deal. I mean, when you have all of a sudden guys that can catch the football, you're a better quarterback for it. So he's got his, he's got his number one receiver, and that's a big deal. And that's probably why the Texans are favored, and they're also just a better team. They're a better team than the Cowboys.
Better
right
record. Their star quarterback is in. Our star quarterback is on the sidelines tonight.
Yes, that's true. But Nico Collins is a difference maker. He's like CeeDee Lamb, except the only difference is that, how can I put it? C.J. Stroud has that great rapport with Collins, and when they connect, magic happens. Doesn't that sound funny? You're saying that it's magic.
Would you say Nico's magic?
Nico is magic.
I agree,
By the way,
yeah.
you need to be a Nico Collins fan for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You really do. In fact, if I were you, I would just buy his jersey.
Looking him up right now.
But it'll say
Start class.
Collins, not Nico.
That is
His name
true.
isn't Collins, it's Nico.
Can I get a jersey with the first name, please?
First name, probably.
You could
You could pay
personalize
somebody
it.
to personalize something up for you.
You could personalize that jersey. So that's very true.
All right, so you're going to be out tonight for Monday Night Football?
I'm hanging at the L House, baby.
Yeah.
It's going to be great. 1506 Lee Trevino.
Who's
Giving
the
away
Cowboy
tickets.
star? Is there going to be a Cowboy star? Or is that a
Oh, yeah, no, that's at Speaking Rock tonight.
Yeah.
You know they're bringing in? Tony Hill.
Tony Hill.
Yeah, it's going to be
Nice.
fun. I'm excited. They've done, listen, Carl and the guys over there at Speaking Rock have done such a good job bringing back all these Cowboy greats, these legends this season. Every game, there's somebody else coming, and I love the fact
Well, it's something
that,
to think about. You know, you could go out
yeah.
to Speaking Rock, watch the first half,
and then come see me. Or
go to Border City Ale House, or vice versa.
come to the L House first and hang out with me, and then go over and go meet Tony Hill, and you're all set and good to go. It's a perfect way to spend your Monday night. I love that.
They're saying that Josh Allen just made the most exciting play in the NFL so far this year. And it was fourth down.
Yep.
He's got to do it. He keeps it, so he tucks it, and he runs into the end zone, like, I don't know, 15 yards. 26 yards. He looks like he's the biggest guy out there. I mean, he's knocking defenders over left and right. He just barrels through.
It was awesome,
Here's
man.
the call. And the Chiefs got it back, but they no longer have a perfect season. A final score 30-21, thanks mostly to this unbelievable run by Josh Allen.
You've got 4th and 2. This is the game.
Quarterback's legs.
Fakes left, now taken off. Gonna run for it, he got it! And there he goes! Inside the 10, the 5. Oh, the play of the year in the NFL!
And Tony Romo called it. Did you hear me before the play started? Quarterback's legs. He's already talking about how, Josh Allen's value is just what he can
Romo's
do.
like a psychic.
He is.
At some point, they're going to say, "Hey, spoilers, dude."
I know he's like the quarterback whisperer, is what
Or
he is.
why couldn't you do this
that.
when you
Well,
played?
he could. The thing is, he could. He had all this knowledge when he played, and all the tumblers have to fall into place, right?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, they just look. You could have the best team ever, but if you're lacking a defense, which they were at times during Romo's days, it comes back to kill you. So, but what a game! What a go-ahead touchdown!
So a football team hasn't had a perfect season since the
72?
70s.
Dolphins.
It's only happened once.
Why is it so hard?
It was back in the days of Larry Zonka.
Remember this too. In '72, when the Dolphins did it, you had a 14-game regular season. Now you have a 17-game regular season, and then you got to go win 3 in the playoffs. So it's a lot of football right there.
A few years ago, the Patriots, everybody thought they were going to do it, and then they ran up against the Giants, right?
And they lost at the very end. It was their only blemish. But guess what?
Wow.
That one loss in the Super Bowl means you're not like the 72 Dolphins, even if you're undefeated going into that game.
And there's not going to be any undefeated NFL team, although there are some teams that are looking great. I'm going to say the Detroit Lions are looking fantastic.
They look better and better every week, don't they?
Every week.
They are a well-oiled machine that is just destroying every NFC team in their path. And
I mean, it had been
they're
such
fun
a,
to watch.
It's been such a drought for those poor guys.
I was going to say.
I wish the Lions could have been this good when Barry Sanders played for them, for instance.
I know. It's starting to look in the NFC like we're going to get Philly and Detroit in the championship game, because the Eagles right now look like the best team in the, in the East, and then you've got the Lions, and everybody else is just behind them. And
if you like
that,
you like that Bills game, even if you're a Chiefs fan, you like that Bills game yesterday. Those two teams are probably going to run.
I was
going to
say
somewhere down the road.
you might see them in the AFC Championship game. It's very possible. So these are all, we're watching teams right now that you can look at and say in a couple of months, hey, they're going to be there, have a chance to play in New Orleans.
It's shaping up to be a great postseason.
It is.
Cappy, were there any major upsets, and let's just say in the pros or college over the weekend? What was the biggest upset?
Yeah, Mike Tyson lost.
Well, I wouldn't call that an upset.
I'll say this. I think I think New Mexico knocking off Washington State in college football was a huge upset because nobody expected that, with Washington State coming in ranked. And the Lobos have kind of been like UTEP when it comes to football, but they've got Bronco Mendenhall as their coach. One of the great coaching names in college football. Bronco Mendenhall.
Yeah,
now, Bronco Mendenhall.
Is he Jewish?
I think that's a German name, if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know any Jews named Bronco, but I mean, if you, maybe he is. I've never thought of it like that until today. So I don't know, but that was a big one because, again, the Lobos are starting to now show that they've shown some signs of life, and that was important.
How about Georgia coming back to life and beating Tennessee, who's having a great season?
It was a great game. That really was. I mean, the 31-17 game was big. I mean, I'm looking right now to see, Kansas upset BYU 17-13. That was big because
didn't see that coming.
Kansas was unranked. BYU was ranked 6th. So they're going to drop now in the polls. And then if you look at some of the other games from the weekend in terms of upsets, no, not really. That was, Stanford beating Louisville was a big one. Stanford's had a terrible season this year, so nobody expected the Cardinal to knock off a ranked team like Louisville. That happened. Florida beating LSU in the Swamp. That was a big one. Nobody really thought Florida could take care of LSU.
People
they
have
did.
Florida off in a big way this year.
They have. So, and Kansas State losing to Arizona State was big, 24-14. Arizona State went in. You know how hard it is to win in Manhattan? Manhattan, Kansas is just one of those places where most road teams don't win, and they did. So we had about 4 or 5 top 25 teams get knocked off this weekend. I know what that music means.
So the buffering. I'm not an expert.
And we're not talking about Michael.
Yeah, not Michael, not Bruce.
See.
Was that? Am I not the only one making that stupid joke?
Nico made it earlier.
A lot of people are making it.
No, nicely done. Way to go.
There was no buffer. I mean, there was a lot of buffering, but there was no Michael buffer because they had some guy that looked like Frankenstein doing the ring announce.
He was gigantic.
So
Did you like about? You talking about Morrow?
Yeah.
Oh, not the ring announcer, or are you talking about the play-by-play guy?
Ring announcer.
Yeah, that guy was huge. I don't know. I've never seen him before. No, and by the way,
did you like the national anthem this time?
Yeah,
people are talking about her like they're going crazy over her.
She nailed it.
It was good.
Whatever that was, fantastic.
It was
the
good.
way it should be done. Got a couple of calls here, Cappy, but here's what I think as far as the issue of buffering. Is it that too many people were trying to watch it and they didn't make the correct prediction of how many people were going to be watching? Were more people watching in my neighborhood? Where did the problem with the incessant buffering come from?
So first off, it had nothing to do with your internet signal. That's the most important thing to understand. Nothing to do with...
They were gaslighting Joanna and telling her, check your signal to make sure it's strong, right?
No, so listen, I had the same issue.
I think everybody I've talked to did.
I left a house party, went home, took the cable, I guess the modem. I changed the internet signal from my Spectrum to my cell phone
to try and get it to work.
Yes, same issue. So it had nothing to do with that. It was all Netflix's servers. But here's what's interesting. Okay, during the main event, during the fight, I went into my bedroom. I put on a 5-year-old Apple TV that's connected to a 13-year-old Samsung television. And the fight worked like a charm.
Nice.
The picture could not have been better. No buffering the entire fight. And it was a very old thing.
So how did you do it?
I used an old Apple TV. You know the Apple TV, those little boxes that they would sell that have all the apps on there and stuff like that? You ever seen these, or you don't even know what I'm talking about?
Don't get them started.
Okay, anyway, I have an Apple TV hooked up to an old television. In other words, before the days of smart TVs, okay, I had a dumb TV. But my dumb TV was good because it plugged into other things like this Apple TV. Anyway, point being,
you're a good explainer.
While the fight was buffering all night on the brand new television in the living room, the old TV worked like a charm.
Let's talk to Bertrand. Hello, Bertrand.
Steve, good morning. Years ago, you could remember an El Paso high school football team making the playoffs and having to travel to Odessa or Midland or the Panhandle, and they get beat soundly, 56-5 or stuff like that. I want an explanation. You know, Abilene used to have one high school. I think now they've got two, maybe even three.
No, they got several.
Can you explain to me how a high school from El Paso, even if it's El Paso, who makes the playoffs, travels 2 hours to the east, and by halftime they're behind 70-0?
Yeah. I mean, that's...
How does that happen in the absence of half the team coming down with COVID prior to the game, or maybe half the team didn't make the bus?
Well, first off, there's a district this year in El Paso with 3 teams, okay? 3 teams in the whole district. So everybody makes the playoffs regardless of record. So you could go winless during the season, winless, but because you're in a district with 3 teams, yes, in El Paso, because you're in a district with 3 teams, you automatically go into the playoffs, and then you get slaughtered 84-0, like what happened to Port Parkland last weekend, which was terrible. I mean, you should never. It's demoralizing for kids. I don't want to see anybody show up getting beat 84-0 in a by district playoff game. We only had one team.
Give a kid PTSD with that kind of stuff.
You know, we only had one team from El Paso get out of the by district round. One team, and that's it. And that's Del Valle, and they won. And they also have 2 Division FBS prospects on that team. Oh, well. So they've got legit talent. But the point is that considering what we're dealing with right now, it's just not right. Like we should have better teams come the playoffs, and we talked about this last week on the show. Maybe they need to start thinking about consolidating teams. Maybe that's where it has to go. Where you? What
do you mean? Like you're gonna have a team? You
combine 2 teams into one. So
well, that sucks. Half the team's going to get cut.
Well, what you do is you basically take 2 high schools, and you say, okay, one high school is going to be freshmen, sophomores. The other high school is going to be juniors and seniors.
All right.
And you just take these 2 schools and merge the talent pool to have more talent coming out of the area, because the problem is right now this.
All right. Thanks, Bertrand. Thank you for the call.
We just have too many high schools. That's just what it comes down to. Now, Del Valle hung 63 points on Abilene Cooper. So that right there is a major, major story for El Paso. We have a really good team, 63 points. Do you know Abilene Cooper was 19-0 against El Paso teams in the playoffs up until that loss last Thursday? So it was the first time they've ever lost to an El Paso high school team. And Del Valle hung 63 on them, which is big. But it's one school. What about everybody else? Everybody else lost in the by-district round. So,
Alberto, do we have 3 breaks this hour?
Yes, sir.
Let's take one.
Let's take one, and we'll come back and talk about the fight.
I want to talk about the fight.
If anybody didn't stick with it because of the buffering issues, I'm only speaking for myself, between the women's fight, which was brutal beyond belief.
That's one of the most physical fights I've ever seen.
One of the most physical fights between anybody, man, woman, child, or dog.
Yep, and it was
I've ever seen.
And by the way, that was a rematch.
Bloody.
Yeah.
Well, there's going to be another rematch. So
Yep.
We'll come back. We'll talk about the fight with Cappy.
And Mike Tyson's butt cheeks.
And Mike Tyson's butt cheeks made an appearance a couple of times. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show is on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Daniel Paulus. I'll be along starting at 3 with everything from AC/DC to Alice in Chains to
Twin Peaks Scratch Kitchen time. Dig into hand-smashed burgers, chef-inspired flatbreads, and more at your local lodge.
Let us be your soundtrack default while you're cruising around in your turtleneck with your pumpkin spice looking for a spirit Halloween and putting up Christmas decorations.
You can take us anywhere. Did you hear? Summer's already over. Welcome to fall from the Buzz Adams Morning Show.
It's going to be like winter in a week, right? Steve, I got some phone calls for you, a couple of questions. There's a rumor about the Cowboys that I had not heard yet.
I love rumors.
It's going
to be fun.
First, a special word from a sponsor.
That's right, from Underdog Fantasy. Listen, if you're the sports fan, let's try that again. See, I have this whole break to get myself going. And then all of a sudden,
your voice
just
is
starts.
Getting very like, what's the word I'm looking for?
Phlegmy. It's phlegmy.
Are you under the weather?
Last week, I was battling a little bit, but I feel better now. Do
you feel like there is spilkus in your Gnecta-gazoinks?
There's some spilkus. Some spilkus, boss. You were very happy with that line, weren't you? You really were. I could tell.
Yeah, it was a good one.
You're proud of yourself on that one. Good for you. All right. So listen, if you're a sports fan, Looking to win money while watching sports? Underdog is the place to play. They got their pick'em game where you could win up to 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on a player's stats, which I'll explain later. Plus, with Underdog Rescues, you can get your money back and receive a promo if an early injury causes your entry to lose. And finally, it's the double flex option. You can even take 2 L's and still have your entry to be a win. Now, here's something really cool for tonight's game between the Cowboys and the Texans. I was looking at Bryson DeChambeau's picks for Monday Night Football. That's
golfer?
right. Yes, Bryson DeChambeau. He believes Cooper Rush higher than half passing touchdown. CeeDee Lamb higher than 49.5 receiving yards. Nico Collins higher than half a rushing and receiving touchdown. And CJ Stroud higher than 229.5 for passing yards. So if you want to play what Bryson DeChambeau is playing, you can do that on Underdog. Excited about that. Now, this season, Underdog will be running a special, promo, or bonus almost every single day, like profit boosts. Pump up your winnings in just a tap when you apply the boost to eligible entries. Discounts. You'll get an adjusted projections on certain player stats to give you a better shot at a big W. And finally, my favorite, free picks. They're basically a sure thing. A player just has to get higher than half of a yard for that pick to win. Plus, all new users get a free pick. Download the app, sign up with promo code KLAQ, and deposit now to get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly. That's promo code KLAQ. Must be 18 plus and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Dallas Cowboys. We are the Cowboys.
That would be a nice little win tonight, but I don't know how many people are counting on it.
Nobody.
Here is a caller who's bringing up, I guess this is a rumor. I hadn't heard it, but it's kind of interesting.
Hey, morning show. This is Cowboy John.
Hey,
Just thought
Cowboy
I'd call in. If Cappy was going to show up today, I'm not sure if he was,
He's
but if
here.
he was, I wanted to ask him a question about Tony Romo being the head coach of the Cowboys. The rumors are that he might be offered that position next year because looks like McCarthy's gone. But I just want to ask Cappy that question, see what his thoughts are. Thanks, guys.
Have you heard this? Is it actually at rumor status?
Cowboy John, I have not listened to that particular rumor. I've heard a lot of rumors about the Cowboys' next head coach. See, here's the thing about Tony Romo. He has no head coaching experience. None.
Also they're probably paying him a lot after, 6 years of doing the NFL broadcast. He's probably making a lot of money doing that.
Yeah, more than he was probably making quarterbacking the Cowboys.
But
I mean, he has a
when
cush job right now, let's be honest.
But when people, listen to Tony Romo and he tells you that Josh Allen is going to run, or he tells you that it's going to be a sweep or whatever, and then it comes true, people are thinking, well, he should be a coach. He coached the team.
I understand that, but I also feel like right now, no, because you don't just go from the booth right to a head coach. You have to be an assistant coach. And I don't think Tony Romo ever wants to be an OC. And not only that, I don't think Tony Romo ever wants to take the amount of time away from his family that it would take to be a head coach. You basically dedicate your entire year, your life to your team and your football. Plus, for Romo, he only has to do this, 4 or 5 months out of the year, and that's it. So the other 6 months he gets to have off, do whatever he wants, spend time with the kids and the wife, go golf, go do whatever. What do you want to be a head coach for and have to then be under the pressure cooker when the Dallas Cowboys don't win, and it's your reputation on the line? So, I don't think that's ever going to happen.
All right, everybody is talking about the troubles that they had watching the Jake Paul-Mike Tyson fight.
Yes.
On Netflix. A lot of buffering issues. Some people just gave up on it.
I feel like all the new TVs that have the built-in smart device with all this, like Netflix is built into their television, because that's basically what everybody buys these days.
They had the most problem.
Absolutely, they did.
Well, here's a guy who's in the tech world, and he says he thinks he knows what happened.
Yeah, but I have a little bit of an IT background, so I figured out that, a Netflix on iPhone and a Netflix on Android might go through different servers. I'm 100% certain all that. I'd have to deep dive to figure that out, but just using common sense there. So I realized if I put a Windows computer, Windows is completely different from Roku or Amazon streaming stick, the Fire Stick. So when at
this point, I just have to ask: is this guy just making up things? Because it's like a different language. Is he speaking Greek?
Yeah, no, the flux capacitor just has to make sure it has enough gigabytes to support
how
that.
How many gigawatts does it need?
About
So
6.5.
when I downloaded Netflix on my Windows 11 computer, it streamed smoothly, and all I did was just put an HDMI to my from my computer to my TV. I could have airplayed it or casted it, but I didn't want to take any more issues, and I was able to watch the fight smoothly after that. It did get a bit grainy here and there, but for the most part, that eliminated my buffering. So going on for future, live events that Netflix is going to be holding, you guys got to have a backup.
All right.
Look,
they're gonna didn't understand 90% of that, but
they're going to probably put in new servers as a result of today. At what happened over the weekend, I bet you they're going to add new servers because they've got the NFL coming, they've got WWE Monday Night Raw coming in January, and they don't want to deal with all of these issues.
The live issues.
That's right,
because they haven't had to do live broadcasts like that where everybody is on at once. Once.
You know what else I was told about that Apple TV box I was telling you about last segment? It has a built-in debuffering device that basically says that when things happen, it's going to keep it from buffering. So that could also be why the picture was so good.
So here are some of the things that we tried. At my house, there were about a dozen people over. We tried turning it off.
When you say turning it off, what do you mean?
I don't know, the TV, I guess.
Oh, you turn the TV, like try to restart it.
Or, okay, I'm going to get out of Netflix and I'm going to go to HBO Max and then go back to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
And we were trying everything. And then at some point somebody said, what's that like pirate website that Steve mentioned on the air on Friday?
Stream East.
Yeah.
Stream East.
What is Stream East?
Oh, Robert brought that up, yeah.
So Stream East is a website that gets all the sports all the time.
Go, sports, go.
Essentially, you can just click on whatever game you want to watch. It takes like 3 different clicks because it opens up windows, which you'll then close. But on the third click for the play button, it always works without a charm. With a charm, I should say. It works with a charm. Yeah, it's perfect. In fact, I was showing somebody
like
yesterday.
A charm.
Works like a charm. I was at a baby shower yesterday, and I was showing one of our coworkers, Marina, how to work Stream East on her phone. And I used that as an example, and she couldn't believe it. She said she blew her mind.
Marina is more technologically savvy
than
Buzz is.
That's true.
I don't know about that.
Did Robert go to Stream East, and did he watch the fight on Stream East?
We couldn't remember what the name of it was, so we were like, Head
Should have called.
East?
You should have texted me.
Like the band, Never Been Any Reason, Head East?
That's a great song.
Yeah.
It was Buzz and his, lack of computer. You had Puka there.
You had young people there.
Well, just one.
Oh.
Steven.
Here is the call from Friday night's fight.
Judge David Yakubuchi sees the contest 80-72, while judges Lawrence Cole and Jesse Reyes see it 79-73, declaring your winner by unanimous decision, Jake El
Gallo.
That means 2 of the 3 judges gave Mike Tyson 1 round.
Yeah, probably the first
round.
Yeah,
I thought Tyson looked great in the first round, and then came the other 7, and it was weird. Like, okay, if you watch this
there
fight,
were several things that led me to believe this is kind of more like wrestling. There were a couple of taps on the shoulder, from one boxer to the other, and
I don't think so. You know what I think?
In the crowd, they were interviewing Shaq and Gronk, and they were like, "Yeah, we're going to do a celebrity boxing match." I think they're
they
just
probably felt
back.
confidence after watching that fight.
Now, this was before the fight.
Oh, okay. But look, here is the thing, right? Number one, and this is why we were talking about this going, we don't know if Mike right now is all there. And of course, he said on social media Saturday, well, he almost died back in June or July. He lost 25 pounds. He had 8 blood transfusions. And to him, just getting in the ring and going 8 rounds was a win. But you'll notice, it was like he was studying Paul for 6 or 7 rounds, biting his glove.
Yeah.
He kept biting his glove.
We'll get back to that in a second because Roy Jones Jr. would not let it go that there was something wrong with the mouthpiece, and he almost got into it with the other announcer.
Really?
Yeah. About what Mike was doing biting his glove. But this, Joanna, I know you had buffering issues at this moment. They're interviewing Mike Tyson.
Of buff.
So I want you to check this out.
What's your prediction?
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Love you too.
Wait.
Why did they kiss?
I'm sorry. The timing is just perfect. He walks away.
why did they
completely
kiss?
bare.
Nalgas out there. Why do they even zoom in on them, Nalgas?
I think that was script. I think the whole thing.
Play it
And
one more
the-
time. What's
the
the kiss?
What's your prediction?
First of all, I don't know who's interviewing him, but Tyson says, "I love you," and gives him a kiss on the cheek.
Yeah, I like
It's all,
that part.
love you too.
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Love you.
Love you too.
Wait, I thought he said thank you, Dad.
Dad? Could that have been his
Oh.
kid?
Let me hear that again. I thought he said thank you, Dad.
What's your prediction?
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
Dad.
Is that his
There
son?
you go.
Could be.
Yeah, because he probably wouldn't kiss any other man.
But that dude looks 40.
Hold on.
Mike Tyson's 58. He could have had a kid when he was 18.
They probably did.
There. That could be the answer.
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. Then a kiss. Wait, what?
Love you
Just
too.
the timing on this.
The camera just like zooms in.
so funny.
And then my TV just buffered right there.
Did your TV buffer out when he showed his butt?
Right in a straight shot of
Okay,
his butt.
that is a funny sight.
What
gag.
the hell is he wearing?
It's called the jock strap.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a big cup.
What's your
that you wear?
Vicious win.
Vicious win. Thank you, Dad.
Thank you, Dad. Huh?
Love you too.
I can't find out who's interviewing him.
Yeah, it's his son.
Here, check his
Wait,
body. See if
that's a
see if the-
jockstrap?
See if the kid's face is tattooed on his body somewhere.
That whole getup is a.
Well-
it looks like a teddy.
Like a corset.
Like a corset
Like
teddy.
an assless chap corset.
Yeah.
How about the people that spent $2 million to sit on the couch and watch that ringside? You heard about that, right? The most expensive ringside tickets ever.
Yeah, I didn't know Greg Abbott had that much money. Did you see Abbott? He had the
Yeah.
best seat in the. I mean,
He had a good seat.
well, I guess they couldn't have set him behind anybody, or he wouldn't have seen anything.
And then you saw Jerry Jones. He was there before the fight. They
didn't
showed
see
him. Jerry was on the.
He's like, this is my stadium.
But you know, the truth is that the women's championship fight was
Oh my
terrific.
God, that was the most vicious outside of a Rocky movie. That was the most vicious. Just every slug was connecting.
Oh, yeah.
Serrano, the Puerto Rican lady's eyelid almost
Yes.
fell off.
Yeah, it was pretty.
In fact,
nasty.
there were a lot of us saying they need the referee needs to step in.
And stop that fight.
Maybe.
Or at least, have it. I mean, they
God,
by
that
the
was
way,
just like bam, bam, bam.
have you
the whole
noticed
time.
that the way you close that up in between rounds is you put the ice cold piece of metal on there, and then you put enough Vaseline to just try and make sure that thing can stay, not closed, but at least without opening up even more.
Do you remember in, I think it was the first Rocky, Rocky had this big swollen eye.
When he said, "Cut me, Mick."
Cut me, Mick.
Yep.
Go ahead, cut me. And all the blood shoots
started-
out.
yeah.
God, this was as bloody as that.
You're
fight.
cut man. You need a cut man.
It's because Katie,
man.
So Katie Taylor headbutted Serrano in the fight early on to open
Like
up
a
the cut.
goat, like
Yes.
a billy goat, leading with her head. There was one thing where she was just like, just looking for the shot with her head. And a lot of people are saying that they did deduct a point, I think.
Now, listen.
But she did it more than once.
3 years ago, El Pasoan Jennifer Hahn flew to the UK and went the distance with a younger Katie Taylor when she was the unanimous champion. Remember, Taylor's a little older now, so I think she's probably like mid-30s, if I'm not mistaken. I got to double check that. But when Jennifer fought her, Jennifer, I don't think she got headbutted like that, but one of the things Taylor kept doing was throwing rabbit punches when they clinch. And what that means is Taylor would try to hit the back of Hahn's head when they would clinch up.
Is that how rabbits actually punch?
It's called a rabbit punch.
I'm just wondering where it came from.
It's completely illegal. You can't do that either, but she was in her home country, so they wouldn't deduct points. So Jennifer, lost the unanimous decision, but hung tough, and she went after Taylor the entire fight, even though, Taylor was the champ in her home country and all that. I gave Jennifer a lot of credit. Now, I don't think Jennifer got cut on a headbutt the way Serrano did, but I guess what I'm saying is Taylor has been known to be controversial throughout her career, and she wins, but like things like this happen. Headbutting.
A lot of people thought Serrano won the fight. I kind of leaned toward that, but man, what a tough cookie she is.
Everybody in the app chat, thank you for letting me know. And I also looked it up. So the commentator was Amir Tyson, Mike Tyson's son, who interviewed him there.
That was the first time they'd ever met, too.
Shut up.
That's so bad.
All right, have a great one, Cappy. We'll see you tonight at Border City Ale House. Take a break. We'll come back and wrap up the show. More of the Buzz Adams Morning Show is on the way right after this.
Hey, it's Chuck, your host for Loudwire Nights. Tonight at 7, we will rock the borderland with the best rock ever made and the best rock being made. Special guests, birthday and anniversary celebrations, and every night at 10.
Yeah, at Center Park Drive or online. APR offers $16.06 and $15.50 per thousand finance. Includes factory rebate and dealer discount plus TTNL. On select vehicles, offers not combined.
Live from the KLAQ studios, the Buzz Adams Morning Show. Courtesy of Glasheen, Vyas, and Inderman Personal Injury Lawyers at GVILaw.com.
All right, we're going to start wrapping up the show. I think Cappy said he's coming back because there were a couple of other things that he wanted to mention.
Hey, I just figured out Joanna's motivation for the Saw thing.
For the Saw
Well, from
thing?
wanting us to watch the Saw movies.
Maybe get some background.
Oh,
We
yeah,
were
yeah.
talking
Sorry,
about
off
James
air,
Bond.
because I was asking Joanna if she ended up watching a James Bond movie.
No, you guys didn't tell me which one to watch specifically. Just the first one.
I said GoldenEye.
I said the
All of them.
The Casino Royale with Daniel Craig.
Oh, Grizz next door did tell me that I should watch On Her Majesty
Secret
something.
Service.
Yeah.
Was
that
that
one's
the
the
one
best
with
That's George Lazenby.
Yeah,
He
I
said that's
guess.
the best one.
But it's not. It's not
But
like
then
one of the true Bonds.
I said that if you're going to make me watch the James Bond movies, I'm going to make you watch Saw, which is something I like.
I don't like it because I consider it torture porn,
gore porn for
And I'm
sure.
all like, you just got to listen to the rules.
So
He
Joanna
wants you to live.
is trying to convince me right now that the Saw game
is fair,
and not just that, winnable. She thinks she could beat
I feel
the
like
Saw
I
game.
should win it if I just listen to. You have to listen to the instructions.
You'll get your face ripped off by a bear trap talking like that. Cappy,
could win.
what else were we going to talk about? I know there were a couple other things that we were definitely going to talk about.
that
Like when
Jake
you-
Paul is not a really good boxer.
Oh, yeah,
no,
you said
there's no
that,
doubt.
You
He was-
said that you were not impressed by Jake Paul.
No, I feel like that Jake Paul could get knocked out by any skilled fighter in
He
his
was
weight
saying that he wasn't going to his full potential because he didn't want to hurt Mike
He
Tyson.
did say that.
He did say
first
that.
of all, here we have that clip.
You know, I wanted to give the fans a show, but I didn't want to hurt someone that didn't need to be hurt.
Maybe don't fight a senior citizen. Don't fight a geriatric.
Yeah, maybe fight somebody your age who's a boxer as well.
Hey, George Foreman could fight next, right?
Yeah, he's only about 75 years old. I wouldn't mind seeing what a Big George could do in the ring against Jake Paul. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
I hear he wants to fight Rocky Marciano next.
Yeah.
He wants to dig him up.
That would be that would probably make Netflix crash again on its servers. I think so. If we
So-
try to dig up a corpse.
There was a thing in the fight where Roy Jones Jr. kept arguing with the other. Arguing
with Rosie Perez.
No, not the other one. Not Rosie Perez.
The whole night at Buzz's house, he was just doing his Rosie Perez impression.
Well, she doesn't sound like she did in
No, she
White Man
didn't.
Can't Jump. Like she doesn't.
She was actually talking like that, Billy.
I don't know if you remember.
Billy, I need the money.
Every time she came on the TV, you started to yell like that.
So Roy Jones was saying there's something wrong with his mouthpiece, and the other announcer was saying, no, he's done this throughout his career. He's a glove biter. After the fight, Mike Tyson explained the biting of the gloves.
The broadcast team was debating what you were doing with your glove. Was it a mouthpiece issue or were you just biting on your glove? What was that? Could you tell us?
Oh, I have a habit of biting my gloves when I fight, yes.
Why do you do that?
I have a biting fixation.
I've heard about that.
Now, I like that response. By the way, Mauro Ranallo was the play-by-play. He was over the top, man. It was too much for me. I could not take Mauro listening to him call that fight. I thought it wasn't even like watching a real fight. It was
like
just,
wrestling?
Yeah. Well, actually, no, wrestling's actually pretty good at play-by-play.
Hey,
That was
you can say
worse
what you
than
will
wrestling.
about the main event, but that undercard was a pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, especially the Katie Taylor fight.
Yes.
That was an excellent fight. I think you got, well, money's worth if you're already subscribing. It's nothing. How do you think
$6? Yeah.
What were they charging cover at bars to go and see the Paul Tyson fight?
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. How pissed off are you if you're in the bar? And do you think they get a different feed? Or do you think they were having the same issues everybody else was
That's
having?
A great question.
Yeah, that's a good
you know
question.
what? You'd have to ask somebody. See, here's the thing.
Yeah, did anybody watch it in a bar? Can you tell us, did you have the same problems? Did anybody ask for their money back?
Netflix is so widespread. You know, there's 260-something million subscribers that it's such an easy thing to watch at home versus go out, where most of it is like, because if you ever want to watch a good pay-per-view at the house, you're going to drop $80, $90 to see most of these big boxing shows. By the way, it was not on the Mexican station either. That was another thought.
No.
So there are a lot of people that when the fight started buffering, immediately turned on their regular television to all the Spanish channels to see if they had the fight.
You were trying anything.
Yes.
At some point you were trying anything because you thought this was going to be, it cleared up. Did you finally get to watch the fight without interruption?
Well, I told you how I did it.
Oh, yeah.
And then Netflix was
You
telling
went to
me.
Stream East.
No, I went to the old Apple TV in the bedroom.
David Socorro. About that Stream East website, it went down already. They took it down because people kept mentioning it on like radio shows and stuff like that. So they found out and shut it down. Don't work no more. All right, start your snow.
I think that's a joke. I'm not sure if it is or not.
I saw Stream East yesterday. It's doing just fine.
They just announced the next fight, Jake Paul is going to be taking on Katie Taylor of Ireland. So.
I hope she headbutts him and then opens up a hole.
And what?
And then opens up a good,
gash over his eye.
That's right.
You were disappointed with the Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight.
I sure was. Mike had no business fighting somebody so young.
Well, at Netflix, we're overcorrecting. Get ready for the fight that will set things right. In one corner, Mike Tyson.
It's time for me to get my redemption.
And in the other corner, 82-year-old Republican Senator Mitch McConnell.
That's right, baby. I'm going to fight with the boxer.
In a boxing match that's a little more fair than Saturday's fight.
Come on,
Friday.
old man. I'm going to eat your heart. I'm going to eat your children.
Now, hang on, Mike Tyson. You leave my children and my grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren out of there.
You don't want to miss this opposite of action-packed showdown.
Come on, try to give me a pummeling.
No, you go first.
No, I ain't fifth.
No, everybody wants to say, but
Why is your voice so weird?
I said,
Okay.
It's Mike Tyson versus Mitch McConnell coming to Netflix.
What did I miss?
Oh, I can't believe I missed it.
Did you miss the Buzz Adams Morning Show today?
I missed everything.
Just use the KLAQ mobile app. That way you can listen to Buzz on demand.